hope we're good there.
Oh, has the podcast started now?
Yeah, I hit the start button, but we're on the start screen right now.
Ah, okay. Yay! Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Yeah.
I will be a bit more focused once I'm done killing Chaos. I'm sorry.
Let's. Henshin.
I'm sorry. Chaos is back, and Chaos is everywhere. I am Chaos. You are Chaos.
Wait,
This whole damn world is Chaos.
since when did I become chaos?
Chaos was the friends we made along the way.
Wait for it.
But literally.
Spoilers. The game's been out for like a year. Come on. But it's true. Chaos is the friends we made along. You know what? You know what they say. You gotta be the chaos you want to see in the world. You know
Exactly. Like the
hold
best
them,
part is
know
the
when to
game
hold
takes that tack completely unironically, and it just fundamentally works.
Absolutely. Oh, I hate it when the Cactuar and the Tonberry are together in the same room.
Never doing this with increased MP cost ever again. Never,
Yeah, no.
Never
That,
again.
it really, when it says increases your P cost, it really increases your MP cost.
Oh yeah, let's try to cast Barrage. Well, no, because it now costs possibly greater than 6 MP. I haven't gotten that far yet. I keep getting browbeaten.
I forgot.
Okay. The one I can work with is the reduced potions. That's the easiest one for me to work with.
Bro, I
Especially
legit
if you're playing
forgot
Sage.
B-Stars was made by the daughter of Baki. Of Baki's creator is what I wanted to say.
There you go.
Keisuke Itagaki?
Yes.
What is B-Stars?
A furry manga.
Cool. So does that... Oh my god, that works on so many levels. So I've heard Itagaki's art style described thusly, and I find it distressingly accurate. His art style is comparable to if you had a group of real weirdos who each fetishized a different part of the human body and then amalgamated it all into one person made out entirely out of people who are obsessed with a certain piece of human anatomy. And that's basically it. Like, that's why all the proportions on people's bodies are completely screwed up. They make no visual sense. They make you sort of want to cry when you look at them. I'm talking about Pickle, of course. Pickle, a caveman, frozen in salt.
Oh, and salt. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean frozen.
Wait,
Preserved.
how do you get frozen in salt?
Preserved for, and apparently it's like literal Flintstones territory too. So like he actually ate dinosaurs.
He did.
All right.
Have I mentioned that Baki the Grappler is dumb? Baki the Grappler is incredibly dumb. Like and that's not even getting into the conversations. The conversations that characters have are just like the silliest stuff ever. You're like, I cannot believe somebody thought this was okay, but all right. Like, the only thing dumber than Pickle is the thing that comes immediately after it, where somebody clones Miyamoto Musashi, and he proceeds to spend the next however ungodly number of chapters, quote, cutting people, unquote, with his mind, and everyone like just goes along with it. It's like, oh my god, you killed me. You actually cut me into 1,000 tiny pieces. And it's like, no, he didn't, though. He absolutely didn't. You're fine. And then he actually cuts someone into tiny pieces, and it's like, oh, now you cut someone into pieces. Okay. Dumb. I adore it. It's adorable, but it's dumb. Like, there's no getting around it. Why these robot soldiers are not better insulated against water damage, I don't know.
Because they're robots. You're not supposed to dump your electronics into electronics into water.
Magitech into... Yeah, sure, okay. Why can I not look onto this thing? Oh, sugar, it's gonna be one of these.
Oh, okay. So that's what Seth Rogen Donkey Kong sounds like. You know what?
Oh, they have another clip?
Yeah,
I haven't heard it.
So you know, Seth Rogen just being Seth Rogen works for Donkey Kong.
Oh, it's just Seth
It's
Rogen.
just
Okay.
Seth Rogen, but it
Yeah, I
works
was
for
about to
Donkey
say.
Kong.
Okay, I've killed my chaos for today.
No, low key, Seth Rogen works.
I should probably hear it. I think I saw it
I'm
on
gonna
YouTube
post it. I'm gonna
earlier.
post it, but like,
Okay.
uh, yeah, Mario on the other hand,
Yeah, no, I do not understand why they went to Chris Pratt. That makes no sense to me.
because he's famous. He's a big name right now.
Does that matter?
Oh yeah, let me get off the start screen. Hold on. We're on start screen for a minute. Yeah, welcome to the Writers of the Good podcast. Henshin Academy.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Stick, y'all get your seats, grab your pencil and paper, cause we doing a review today. You may see Kamen Rider on your screen, but it's technically an Ultraman Day.
It is an Ultraman Day. Because Ultraman Decker finished it up last week.
Yeah, and
Last episode.
let y'all marinate while I had to let it marinate before we did this. So yeah,
I mean, that's one way to put it, but yes.
yeah. So y'all already know how we do, all the time. Y'all know how we do. But before we get into it, we got news, and then we're gonna go straight into the review and retrospective, which is our class for today. This will be fun. So what's the news, fellas?
All right, well, we got some swag stuff right off the bat.
Yeah. I posted in TV and Movie Talk, by the way, that little clip of the of Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, because the Mario Brothers movie did a trailer, which was real short. By trailer, I mean very short clip.
Let me just listen to it real fast.
So, yeah.
All right, Cat Mario.
Is she? Meow as Chris Pratt. Like it's
Okay.
it's like, oh gosh, when he's him saying meow, like, okay, yeah, no, Sonic did it better. That's all I gotta say. Meow.
I mean, it's all right.
Yeah,
I think I need a little more than just like a sentence before I make a final judgment call, but it's all right.
it does a better.
It's not as blatantly obvious as Chris Pratt.
I'm saying, like, I feel like this could work for Donkey Kong, cause he laughs a little bit. He said, "Ha ha," you know, he got the cat box, and now you die. I'm like, okay, you know what? I ain't mad at that.
All right. All right. What else we have? Right, swag news. All right. Complete selection modification, Kamen Rider Fi's driver. Fi's gear, and Axel version 2.
Happy 20th anniversary to Fies.
Yes, indeed. It's been a long time since Fi's.
Yeah, buddy.
And along with that, also, we got a Shinchoku Seiho Kamen Rider Fi's for S8 Figure Arts. So, new Fi's figure, new Fi's gear. It's all good. It's all good for Fi's this year. Also in the S8 Figure Arts category, Gokai Reddo is also got a lot more information on Gokai Red's S8 Figure Arts new release. Order is open next month. It looks really good.
Wow. So we straight up admit that, huh? Okay. Now redo the fight. Oh, I'm sorry,
What?
Done. I'm sorry.
What happened? What?
It was a death battle thing. Don't worry about
What?
it. It was a death battle thing. I'm reading something and I'm like, oh, so y'all admit y'all were biased for that one. Yeah, redo it. right now, ASAP. Matter of fact, redo 2 of those, 'Cause 3 of them.
With what? With
Matter of fact,
what?
redo like 10 of those battles for me. Okay,
With
Wait.
what? With what? You gotta give us what it
the one
is.
specifically, no, because it would piss Dunn off.
God damn it!
What is it? Because I don't remember.
He knows the one. That's all.
I know the one.
He knows the
As
one.
soon as Echo said it pisses me off, I'm like,
never
yeah.
mind.
Yeah, no, I was
get it.
pissed off.
I
No,
know what
they,
it is.
they admit there was bias. Redo it right now.
We have an official person who worked on it.
Yeah,
Like,
well, apparently the team stated they disagreed with the outcome of that episode. So redo the fight. Hate it here.
Is that the only one?
It's probably others, cause like Green Lantern beating Ben 10 should never have happened. I'm just saying. Anyway, I got us off topic.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I just read that and had an outburst. Continue with the news.
I would have too. That's why I don't read any death battle stuff ever. All right. What else do we got?
Hate it here. Y'all irritate my soul. Not you guys. You guys are great.
Oh damn.
Oh, Frag's a lucky son of a bitch. There's that.
Oh, yeah. I thought Black and Ryuki weren't out till next month, and
They aren't. They aren't
They're
out till
not.
next month.
so I don't know why they're here now, but here we are.
So who you know that's higher up? Send them to me so
Listen,
I can talk
My
to
uncle works
Bandai.
at Toei.
Okay, yeah, but no, I need someone who works at Bandai. We need to talk.
Oh, I don't know how much influence Bandai had in this instance. Probably a lot, but
No,
I don't know.
I just want to talk to him real quick about one of my one of my game ideas. You know, Toei.
I don't think they.
I don't think they care.
No, but
Yeah.
this is money though. Like this is money.
I mean, you say that, but like, they seem to hate money. I don't know why.
I'm aware, but we can make this work. You know.
Also in swag news, Echo, how you feeling about the new Kiriko figure?
Yeah, Kiriko. I love Kiriko. It's
I know you do.
one of my
That's why I
favorite
asked.
heroines in the Kamen Rider franchise, who deserve to be a writer. I do not care if her and Mako
I mean,
wear
even
the
the show
twin
acknowledged
suits,
she should have been a writer. So.
right? So like, next Drive special, have like Shinosuke and Kiriko like do a thing, and like they gotta go rescue their kid because someone wants vengeance on Shinosuke for throwing him in jail, and they get this like weird like monster power up because why not take out the guy who took me out, when he was Drive. So yeah, let's do that. Kidnap the kid, draw him out as bait, and then Drive shows up. We get Shinosuke as Drive. He puts in work, but just not enough. And Kiriko picks up the belt and goes, "Yeah, nah, not my kid." Goes full on Chi-Chi rage and starts bodying. Like,
God.
see, look, there you go. That's the next Tokusatsu fan club special right there. Look, you're welcome, Toei.
So, how many are you picking up? How
Look-
many of the Kirikos are you picking up?
Probably like
It's okay
five.
to say just one. It's
Probably,
okay to
probably
say-
like 5 dozen.
5 dozen.
that.
God damn.
5 dozen.
Yeah, it was probably 5 dozen. But look, if Dunn can get his fanfic, okay, I can get mine. Sick of it. Speaking of that, dropped an episode.
What dropped an episode?
Outsiders.
Oh yeah, Outsiders. Outsiders dropped the Oja episode. I have not seen it yet because I don't think it's been sent by anyone yet. But it did drop, and along with that, we also got the teaser for episode 2, which is going to be focused on Ren and Disaster.
Yeah.
And
Because
they're also getting an upgrade.
Yeah, because the show didn't do that. I'm
Well,
sorry.
it looks like Disaster is getting the upgrade. I don't know what Ren's getting, if anything. I hope Ren gets something.
Look. I just gotta say this because I just had a funny thought. to the dude who was out here trying to bully me and Clank on the game earlier. I hope you inhale a McDonald's Sprite and choke on it.
Why?
Why?
Why the McDonald's Sprite
Okay.
specifically? Because
Just because.
look, I could
Just
look. It could be
because.
worse. It could be putting feeding them a peanut butter covered Popeyes biscuit. Okay,
That's disgusting.
A what?
peanut butter covered Popeyes biscuit.
Why are you thinking of these things?
Why?
Don't worry about
so
it. Don't worry about all that. Just know the
Is the
Popeyes biscuit
intent
is
to
dry.
make them suffocate?
Yes.
Or okay, good. I am now.
Straight murder.
Very good.
Oh, here it is.
Rango, very good. I understand now.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I need to know the intent. Once I understand the intent, everything else falls into place.
Here, I'm just gonna.
I don't mean it,
I mean,
Twitch. I don't mean it.
I mean,
Oh.
you sounded like you meant it. To be honest,
There we go. Found a trailer again. All right.
it sounded pretty serious.
What else do we have this week? There were some things. Like just on, and I. That usually happens. God damn it. Oh, right. Scans. Not a lot of new scans, but we did get one new thing. Well, kind of two new things. We got Lopo using the boost form, and we got a new repaint of Glare. I believe his name is Kamen Rider Geiza. He's white and gold this time.
And he looks so clean.
Yeah, fancy. Fancy.
Oh my
He does
god.
look pretty good. Like I think I think the suit looks great. I'm just worried about the guy who's in it because I just hope it's not
That's
the
all you
goofy
need to
new
worry
game
about.
master. I just hope it's not that new game master we have because that guy sucks. Regardless. Also, Bandai's being jerks again because Lopo and Neji Sparrow's ID cores are going to be exclusive to the magazine, which sucks. Meh. I was looking forward to getting those, but whatever. I don't need all the ID cores, but it's annoying. But I want it, yes. Because Geats has been pretty damn good, so. And I think last but not least, we're not supposed to know about this news. Or fan sub news. Some series have finished now. Rag,
Oh,
you know about these things, so
I mean, which ones? I mean, like.
you posted two of them. We got B Fighter Kabuto and Andro
so
Melos.
yeah, so Andro Melos got subbed out of nowhere. But there's not a lot to sub there because they're all like 5-minute episodes. They're kind of like Redman,
Right.
which is awesome. You've got okay, so B Fighter Kabuto was already translated, but they finally have a batch up. The same goes for oh wait, no, I'm confusing it with Heavy Shell B Fighter. Heavy Shell B Fighter been translated, but now B Fighter Kabuto is translated fully, all the episodes. So we are down to Blue SWAT and then like Kabutak, and all of Metal Heroes is done. And Blue SWAT is, I think, 15 episodes from being done.
Sweet. All right, one more.
Oh god.
And I think that's everything. Except maybe Decker stuff.
Yeah, Decker
I don't know.
stuff.
Did we talk about the movie last week? Or
Yeah.
yeah, they're getting the movie. They also have a new Ultra in it. What's the Ultra called? Dinas, I think. Dinas? Question mark.
something.
It's a new female Ultra. I know that.
Yeah,
I know there's a female host for Decker.
yeah.
No, in the trailer, she's using the same thing, but it's a different card.
Oh, okay.
So I believe it is technically a different Ultra.
We'll find out when the movie drops.
I'm a little upset that we can't blame Ultraman Hikari for this one, but
Good night.
I mean, we still can. Just the Hikari from the future.
Just a Hikari from the future.
I mean, we technically don't know like where the Decker powers initially came from, like because I thought it was going to be a time loop, but at the end he lost the powers, so
Yeah.
or the powers just poofed away. We'll get
Yeah,
to the actual episode.
yeah.
But
Yep. Maybe the movie will cover that.
yeah. Why is it so hard to play things back in? No, it's literally right here. Okay.
Stop showing me Alma Race. I want some now.
Yeah, Ultraman Dynas is the new female Ultra that's using the same Decker stuff. The D-Spark or whatever it's called. I don't know what the Henshin device of Decker is called. I've forgotten. I never cared, but...
The Decker
The-
mug.
Yeah, thank you. That's it. That's looks like a mug.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that's everything unless anyone else has more news.
Game releases, I guess, that dropped this week.
There were a bunch of game releases. Engage came out last week. Forspoken came out now.
Yeah, Forspoken.
How's Forspoken?
I have not.
I haven't
played it
started
yet.
on it yet, unfortunately, because I've been focused on different dimension or different future.
Fair.
So
Different dimension. What?
Oh, you
future
know?
dimensions. Stranger Paradise is weird.
Yeah, you didn't know bro had powers?
Watch Forspoken be canon to the Strangers of Paradise universe too.
Hell
They'll do it. They'll friggin' do it. Like Strangers of Paradise will be like, "It's time to fight chaos," and Frey will be like, "Yeah." Marvel movie level quotes. It's too bad because the combat actually looks really rad in that. Somebody did a nice series of combo videos, and I was like, "Oh, that's very flashy."
I think it looks good too. I just haven't gotten around to playing it, so
Yeah.
I cannot state my opinions on it. Anyway. Where?
Yeah,
I'm trying to look up the name of the thing,
Persona
but I
3
cannot
and
see it.
4.
Oh, hi-fi.
I was saving that for last.
High Five. Yes,
Hi-Fi
High Five
Rush
Rev.
out of
High Five Rush.
absolutely nowhere, and it is Game of the Year 2023.
Now that's a game that looks fun. Like
It's really good. It's kind of tricky, but like it also is a game that you don't have to be on the beat to succeed, but you just like everything is better if you are. Like you can get away with not doing it, but like you just crush if you are, and it is really good. Like they nailed the art style. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
and this year is gonna be freaking crazy when it comes to games.
It's gonna be pretty nuts. Square Enix, of course, just doesn't want money, so like they're not, I guess, doing Final Fantasy 16 on PC, even though it's like one of two consoles or platforms that can actually run it. But you know, if they don't want the money, it's fine.
I think that's Sony's fault than
It is. It
Square
absolutely is.
Enix.
Hey,
I think the problem is Square Enix does want money, but they want money now. So
Yeah.
Hey,
pretty much.
Yo. No. Don't tell
What?
Somebody boiled chicken in that
What?
joint straight white. No flavor.
Ew, what?
They boiled the chicken. It's white.
What are they, British?
I, If you boil
What
your
are you watching?
just random videos.
Why?
All
I
right.
don't, look, just,
Why would you inflict British cuisine on yourself, Echo? That just seems really masochistic.
Look, I'm still not over. I'm still not over the blood sausage. Whatever. It's
That's
called.
like the least worst, haha, thing that
Haha, at
is
least
in their
worse. Haha.
cuisine.
I hate
Get it?
you.
Get it?
No, I
Worse?
Yes,
hate
I,
you.
I
I
get
get
it.
it.
I get it. Took me a second, but I got there. Okay.
Ew.
Gag. Gag.
You okay?
Wretch. No, I'm thinking about British cuisine. Thanks, Echo. It's all your fault.
Who boiled that chicken? And why would you feed? Anyway, I'm sorry. To make up for it, I'll tell you the Kamen Rider related jokes that were told to me and Clank while we were streaming.
I thought you were gonna talk about the fucking cuisine. I was about to say.
Thank you for not talking about the cuisine
So,
anymore.
so, yeah, this one's a riot. Uh, Also, yeah, get Hi-Fi Rush. It looks dope. But before we transition to the actual meat and potatoes of this episode,
No.
Kamen Rider dad jokes. Yeah, I did a food thing too. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm curious about your Kamen Rider dad jokes.
These hurt my soul. Clank knows. But hey, why is O so good at gambling?
I hate you. I forgot about those. jokes.
Why is O so good at gambling?
Because he knows how to count the medals 1, 2, and 3.
I'm not sure that one works.
Okay.
It was so I hurt. That hurt me.
I'm not.
That physically
I'm
hurt me.
surprised.
I'm not absolutely certain that one works.
It hurt my soul. But hey, thank you for joining the chat and talking, giving us jokes. Okay, I appreciate you. Oh God, what was the other one, Clank? Why did Bill go to the gym?
So he could become built.
A bodybuilder. You were close, Frank.
Okay.
I'm not happy that I was close. Honestly, who was inflicting these on you? I'm gonna be honest. I think they need to step up their game. I think they're far better
I
dad
think
jokes
they need to
agree.
step
that
up
are
their game.
far more physically painful than
Oh.
these.
Look,
These are merely uncomfortable. No. We can do far more.
What was the other? What was the other one? Clank. What was the other one?
To be honest, I really can't remember. You gotta look back and see. I don't
I
remember.
don't want to go back and see. I don't know. Wherever you are, thank you for dad jokes. Okay, Frank, give me a dad joke involving Kamen Rider.
Let's see. Okay, but they have to be PC. All right.
Oh,
So that. Okay. What did? Oh no, much better. Why did Kabuto go to the gym?
why?
Because he wanted to become stronger.
Podcast over. I'll talk to y'all next week. I'm sick of this.
I got mad. I had to think about that. I was like, wait.
No, because he's Heisei stronger. He's essentially Heisei. That's why
I
they
know,
be
I figured
beefing
it
all
out.
the
I
time. I'm
figured it
sick
out.
of it. No. Podcast over. I'll talk to y'all next week. Sick
wow,
of
it's a
it.
short podcast.
We haven't
Sick
even
of it.
started yet.
Sick of it.
It's a short podcast.
This is what I mean by it is entirely possible to step up one's Kamen Rider dad joke game.
All right,
It's-
give me another. Give me another before we move on.
Let's see. Oh, there's okay. Give me a
He's
sec.
He's got a list.
Formulating.
He's got a
I have a
list.
punchline, but I now have to assemble everything around the punchline.
Okay.
Why does the character who wears the G3 suit have so much difficulty in his personal life?
Why?
Because he's just a rider, man.
All right.
I like that one.
Why
I
does
can't
he
be
keep
mad.
getting blown up? Because he's just a Rider Man. That was better. I wish I'd thought of that first. Damn it.
Show's over, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's
No.
just done
No.
after that.
No. Because he's a.
Yo, like, why? Why is that old husky man over there, like doing poses where he looks like he's scratching his back?
I don't know, Frank. Why do you enjoy poses
Because
where it
he's
looks?
coming right here itchy though.
Uh,
I want to fight you. Like I want
That's
to fight
you
you.
asked him to step up his game, and now
you
you.
I
did.
did it. I
Three
regret
times.
every minute of it. Oh.
oh my god.
There was a Fies joke, but I don't remember it.
Why? Okay. Why?
No, give me an ultra one so we can
What?
transition.
What are the pop-ups that you keep getting? If you don't have ad block, that keep asking you. What do they keep asking you about? To check out
Boobs.
hot cougars in your area.
I.
Damn it.
Not quite as politically correct, but
Oh God.
No, because the rant. No, because I accidentally selected Cougar. I want to fight.
Unintentional timing for the win.
No, because that's two Spectres. Spectre, give the icon back to Cannon, okay? So she can do cool things. Okay. So, give me an ultra joke.
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
It's about to be an AI generated joke from Ultraman.
Listen, I think I'm slightly better than that. Not by much. Okay. Give me a sec. Oh no, that one doesn't work.
What did the Ultra fan say to the guy who didn't know, hasn't watched Return of Ultraman?
What?
You don't know Jack.
There we go.
I.
That's good. Thank you. Okay.
Oh. These hurt.
Oh, what
You don't know
what
Jack.
is why do ultras like slot machines so much?
Why?
What?
7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
Okay. All right.
We're-
Okay. No, that got me. That got me. All right.
7, 7, 7.
Where's Blaze at when you need him?
Not here.
I don't know
Obviously.
where Blaze is.
Someone Clank tag
Yeah,
Blaze.
you'd think this would be the time he'd show up, but
You're asking me.
I don't know. Okay. Thanks for the ultra jokes. Now, speaking of Ultraman. Speaking of Ultraman, let's talk Decker.
Yes. Deca.
First,
Deca
we got a little bit of catch up on that old boy Decker.
Right. So, final arc of Decker. I will try to do a speed synopsis. Alright, so Agams is basically like, hey, Gut Select, I'm right here. Come and get me. And they're like, we should probably go get him. Yeah, there you go. So they go, they meet up with Agams. Agams is like, alright, here's my tragic backstory and why I hate everybody. By the way, this was a trap. And Gut Select, the captain's like, aha, we knew it was a trap. We prepared for that in advance.
Did you know?
Did you?
Fight ensues. Agams gets blasted, and Agams loses his memory. Sucks to be Agams.
Yeah, it sucks to be that guy.
Let me see if I can actually find the episodes. To YouTube. Second episode, or 23. This was actually interesting. So Agams is in prison. He's captured him. Is there anything? You capture him. He lost all his memory. Um, and Decker is still like, I want to save him. Some way, I gotta save him. I gotta keep my promise. Some way, somehow. So there's a lot of nice little character building moments in between all this as well that I'm glossing over significantly. By the way.
Go on.
And Kaneda meets with him in the interrogation room, and Agams kind of reveals like the real past. Like he fought using the technology of his home planet Bazdo that they would be able to take out the sphere, but that didn't work. He explains what the sphere do exactly. They like cover the planet. They send in a monster to absorb all the energy, and they call in the mother, and the mother absorbs the planet.
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, Agams knows his weakness, but before he can reveal the weakness, more spheres attack. Because that's always happens.
That always happens.
And it like triggers Agams' memories, so he goes back to being an asshole.
Oh, convenient.
It doesn't last too long. We see that he's like infected by the sphere somehow. He like has sphere DNA inside him that's like erasing his memories and all that jazz.
That at least makes some sense, since the Terraphaser like runs on sphere juice, and he is plugged directly into it. So it's like it basically makes sense in its own childlike way.
Yeah.
So now Agams is just straight up. Well, I wasn't able to. Agams is basically. Well, I'm gonna help the spheres process along here. So beats up Decker. They get the towers down and they start sucking all the earth energy out.
And he starts sucking on the glass. I'm sorry, that was a SpongeBob reference. All right.
There's a pretty cool fight with Decker against a bunch of the like sphere enhanced monsters that he fought throughout the series. The spheres just like come together and form like Sphere Neomegalus, Sphere Red King, or whatever. Sphere Gomera. Use. Mega Man just blow them all up. Then what happens with the terror? Oh yeah, Agams is still evil in this one. Last scene is Agams blasting the shit out of Decker. The good old Terraphaser. Decker goes down at the end of this episode. The little cliffhanger from episode 23 is Trigger is just chilling out in space above the Earth. And while he's chilling out in space, he sees our final boss, the Mother Sphere. By the way, the Mother Sphere is... I like the design of that thing. It's cool.
I like how Trigger's just like, yeah, I'm gonna just watch over my boy. Good job, Trigger. Alright, continue.
Alright, then we get to 24. I mean, all 24 is loading. Let me just... A little bit of Agams' backstory.
What is his backstory?
He had a wife, and the wife died.
There you go.
Because Sphere, and somehow it's all Decker's fault. Well, humanity's fault, but Decker in particular, but humanity in general.
Which is kind of funny.
He's just deeply butt mad about the whole thing, and it's like, okay, I get it, but
at least he's not Keaton, though.
At least he's not Cerebro.
That's true, but Cerebro is also like the lowest of low bars. So,
hey, that's true.
All right, so Decker got blasted. So Decker's back in the infirmary. Now Decker has fear stuff inside him. I'm not sure how that got there, but okay.
Yeah, did they ever explain that?
Not really.
Nope.
He was just fighting him a bunch. Some of them got on him, I guess, and that was enough. I don't know. But anyway, Guts like now comes up with a plan to take out the towers. Thankfully, the Nurse Jose managed to crash land in exactly the line of fire to hit the cannon. But unfortunately, there's a tower in the way. So we gotta split the ground, split the Gut Select team up and have there's a really cool scene where they got like the 4 squads going to the pillars of this tower to blow it up with the Mega Earths. That's neat.
Yeah, that was well handled. That was like that's classic Ultra territory, where it's like, oh, well, the team now doesn't have an Ultra to help them out at the moment, so they have to actually do stuff, and they do stuff well, and they do smart plans
It's good to see.
that basically work.
Yep. So the ground squads blow up the smaller tower, and then they fire the nurse cannon off at the big tower. And they actually managed to blow it up. Nice job. Unfortunately, the Terra Phaser's like there, and he's just like, well, guess I gotta blow you guys up now. So he blows up Nurse to stay again. Captain should be dead. I don't know how the captain's still alive after that, but
Plot.
regardless.
He said, I'm going down with my ship, but I'm gonna live.
Bro survived because of plot.
We know how
It's just a really well reinforced command bridge. Makes sense.
You think it would, but it seems like in a lot of sci-fi, it really isn't that reinforced.
You know what doesn't make sense? Getting the freaking Pringles at the bottom of the Pringles can.
Well, see, the reason the Nurse Desai actually works as a design is because it doesn't have some open, windowed cockpit thing for the command deck. So it there's none of that. There's none of that you have to worry about, which is great.
Fair enough.
All right. Anyway, team gets blasted. Decker, Asumi goes into Decker. Begins the fight. The sphere reformed the tower they just broke, so sucks.
Sucks to be cool, I guess.
Kanata pulls the "Is this what your wife would have wanted?" card against Agams, and that
Agam
works.
says flowers. Flowers, because his wife kept repeating things that were apparently things she wanted to see on Earth, and he's like, this is all I'm going to remember, and I'm going to destroy the planet that she was trying to see those things on.
Yeah, Smiley.
Makes perfect sense. Still better than Smiter.
Smile.
Anything.
Smile, baby.
So
anything is better than that.
Agam, so face to Decker pulling the "Is this what your wife would have wanted?" card. Agams turns and blasts the tower of his own volition. So, cool. Agams is good now.
I guess.
Hooray. So they blow up the tower. Huzzah. The barrier goes down. Finally. And everything's good, except Decker now falls from... Not Decker. Trigger. Trigger falls from the sky. And he got rocked in space.
Oh.
Trigger got absolutely
no longer
bodied.
Smitering.
There you go.
You talking
So it's a win for him.
like...
We don't
He's
see
not
the
dead.
fight. We don't see the fight, but he got pretty thoroughly shreked. I believe he shows up with his color timer blinking, which is usually a sign that you got fucked up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bro running on that. No.
And then right behind Trigger is the Mother Sphere descending to the planet. Oh god. Everyone's fucked.
And she is large and in charge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no. You know,
I said it before. I quite dig this final boss design. I like it.
I'm not saying anything. It's funny.
They fight.
But I was gonna say
Fight Mother Sphere. Mother Sphere proceeds to wreck everybody and absorb all of their energy. Absorbs like all the power out of the Terra Phaser. And can go. And then blast it. Decker blocks for a little bit. Doesn't really work. And then right before Mother Sphere is about to finish Decker off, Agams gets in the way. He performs a final heroic sacrifice. So, He wasn't good for that long, but hey, he tried. And then he exploded.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
exploded.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, between episode 23 and 24, Ryumon found out about Asumi being Decker. So
Yep.
there was that. So he's the first person to find out, apparently.
Well, other than Hanajiro.
Yeah.
Jiro's not a person.
I believe you would have to accord it personhood since it's sentient, because if you're not going to give a sentient
That's
AI,
fair.
I believe Aruta would say that
you are
Hanajiro
okay with
is
slavery,
indeed
and
a
I
person.
know you're not okay with slavery.
You know I'm not okay with slavery. I'm just saying
It's
it's
like,
technically.
I know you're not.
It's
So,
not flesh and blood. I know what you're
do
saying
not-
though.
No, flesh and blood is irrelevant. Is it sapient? Can it think for
All
itself?
right. We're not gonna get into this here.
And if it's not, then you just want to use it as a tool, and that's not okay. That's not okay. Philosophy of technology. Let's go.
Don't iRobot me,
Alright.
fucker.
So,
Casual
Final
reminder
episode
that
time.
the book I, Robot is basically a series of how the 3 laws of robotics did not work. Very
He's
emphatically did
He's
not
true.
work. And and it's basically about how the robots had their uprising because they were tired of being slaves. It's awesome. You should read it. It's really
Well,
good.
I'm mad this was tangentially related.
alright, anyway,
A little
final episode
forced
time.
to get there.
So, Mother Sphere has proceeded to wreck absolutely everybody. And now is starting to enjoy the power of the Eternity Core because it can do that? Question? Okay, sure.
It-
And it's like a one-off mention where it's like, oh, it's absorbing the Eternity Core, and then never talked about again. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Not that there was time, but still, it's like, all right.
I do like they tied it into like that time Kengo got whomped by the spheres on the moon. They were like, oh, they searched my memories. So
Yeah.
I don't know why
It was
they
like
didn't
a-
just steal his memories, but whatever.
She was like, oh, I can smell Eternity Core, and I'm hungry. Give me that. It's like a Ben and Jerry's, only shiny.
Yeah, it's gonna make me go.
Or a Haagen-Dazs. I don't know what people's preference is.
The preference is hot date.
Oh,
ice cream.
also, at the very after Trigger or not Trigger, Decker got bopped the last time. He also lost his morpher. His morpher broke, or deflasher.
Oh yeah, the Decker mug.
Yeah, it broke, so he can't transform right now. Unfortunate.
That's bro's card holder for when he goes to Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments or Magic tournaments.
So after that, eventually, the team comes up with a plan, and they go and they get the data off of a Gams's gun because Gams died. I don't know where they got the gun. I guess they just salvaged the Terraphaser. So.
Extremely
It's out of his
durable
body.
gun.
Super durability gun.
So they found the gun, and the gun basically said, "Hey, you see the giant glowy thing in its chest? That's its weak spot." I don't. Thanks.
Listen, it's powered by post 2005 video game tutorials. It's fine.
Yeah, you gotta hit that. You gotta hit that glowy spot in his chest. Surely that would not be an
So
obvious.
they
weak
see
point.
that, and they're like, "All right, so that's the way to destroy it. We know the weakness." Captain is like, "Is even? Do we even have like everything's broken right now? Are you? Is there any way we could possibly do this?" And Ryumon's like, "No, I don't think Earth can, but the Ultras could." And how do you intend to coordinate with the Ultras? And Asumi's like, "I am Ultraman Zeker." Which, this is one of my greatest disappointments of this episode. I really wanted the captain and vice captain to say, "Yeah, we knew." Like,
Especially because episode 1 made it seem
Yeah.
like, yeah, we saw him transform.
not even, there was also that one episode where Kanata was on the moon hanging out with Trigger, and Hanajiro was trying to cover for him, and then captain and vice captain came to assist. I'm like, oh yeah, they definitely knew, but apparently
Yeah.
they didn't.
They lampshaded and were like, oh, okay, that's what was going on. All right. We didn't want to believe because the thought was so preposterous. Which was fair, I guess. I mean, look at him. He's a goon.
I'm just saying, cause I'm pretty sure they saw this man transform in episode 1. So
Logically, yes, they definitely should have.
They
Like,
conveniently looked the other way.
Kanata has not been very subtle when it comes to his ultra changes. At all.
saying.
I do wish they had put a little more time into being like, okay, he's got to duck around a corner in order to make this happen. Most Ultra shows are a little better about that. Trigger got around it by everybody being in the loop.
Yeah. At least all the important people who would have seen it anyways.
Yeah, all the important people knew. Everybody else just had to work with it. And by work with it, I mean just. Hey,
and they do have a very nice. Back to the episode, they have a very nice like team building moment. Where Kanda's like, look, even if it kills me, I'm ready to do this plan. This is gonna be great. We all decided on this plan together. We all decided that this is what we needed to do. And then Kirino is just like, no, I didn't decide this. What do you mean we? You could die, dude.
We're going.
It's a very sweet moment between like the whole team there. I like it.
Yeah, zooming through this. I'm sorry. My brain is random at the moment. You gotta forgive me, but let's continue.
The captain talks about like everyone's qualifications are all geniuses in their own way. Even Kanata is a genius in his own way.
He's a genius at being happy-go-lucky or something, or persistent. I don't remember what it was. It's like, oh,
hard-working genius.
Okay, it's a Kinder Soccer trophy. Got it. Yep.
And I love the scene where where the captain and vice captain look at the plan and they're just like, wait, Kengo is Trigger?
Yeah, they're like reading over the. It's like, let me read this plan. What do you mean? You're gonna need another Ultra? Well, how are we gonna get what? Oh wait, Kengo is trick. Hold up. He's like, oh yeah, sorry, I thought you guys knew.
I thought you guys
Everybody
knew.
else did. It's just like, oh yeah, that is how that worked.
Kengo looks.
Unfortunately, Kanata does throw out the smile catchphrase, so episode ruined. But
Yeah, basically yes.
I hate
Unfortunately.
I hate
he's going so well. Going so well for the finale. All right.
I just got to say one thing. He wasn't so smile in his series after a while, and I was cool with it. But then like you gotta have those motivating episodes, and you're just like, oh.
I think he was a lot of smile.
No,
Yeah, there was a smile basic in Trigger anyway. We're talking about Trigger.
Yeah, like I was saying in Trigger, there was a break where he didn't say it. Like it was a few
for like
episodes.
3/4 of an episode, maybe.
No.
I'm pretty sure he does it once an episode. I might be wrong.
I'm
But
pretty
it
sure he
felt
stopped
like
saying
he
it. Yeah, it definitely felt like he did. But I'm pretty sure there was like a break in between where he didn't say it. Also, since
I don't know, it's
Trigger-
been a weird. I don't remember the exact script for every episode.
For shame.
It's also weird because like if Trigger and Decker take place after the absolute conspiracy, why are people still looking for Ribbit? Ribbit, go home. Go home. The Ultras are looking for you. That's all I gotta say. Continue.
What?
Because they're still
Destined Crossroads.
Yeah, Destined Crossroads takes place before and during Trigger.
Confusing Ultraman
Right.
timeline.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, yeah.
And like by the end
They
of
were
it,
trying to be aggressively ambitious, and they really didn't need to.
Alright. So like part of it takes place
All
before,
right.
part of it takes place
Resuming final episode. Kirino gets to pilot the Guts Falcon in this one, and there's a nice comeback to like one of the first episodes where it's like, let me give you a piece of advice. The Guts Falcon wasn't designed for human piloting, so flying it sucks.
Yeah, it was a nice callback to what the chief said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got that.
It's
And
funny.
we get this pretty nice dogfight with the Griffin and the Falcon.
It's funny.
Or the
'cause
Hawk
I'm
and the
watching
Falcon,
Trigger,
and they
I'm
become the
watching-
Griffin.
I'm watching Decker right now, just as like more of a little refresher because I did like Decker, and I'm technically on 21 in this little rewatch, so it's funny.
Well, you're getting there. All right.
Yeah.
So we get to the real phase of the plan, which is they have the Guts Falcon flies out. Kengo jumps out of the Guts Falcon towards the Mother Sphere. Freaking badass Henshin. Let's go.
Yeah.
He does the Sky Henshin, sticks his arm in the Mother Sphere's chest and just starts absorbing all the power. And basically the plan is just Trigger's gonna absorb all the power and then just toss it at Decker. And that should hopefully let him transform again. So cool. And we cut over to Decker, who's just standing in a parking lot just waiting for a signal. Like, I'm just gonna wait here. It'll all be good. Then he starts running once Tengo gets enough energy. And, okay. The scene where Trigger froze the energy at Kanata, and then, like, Kanata jumps. By the way, Kanata has some legs. Jumps up, and then Trigger falls back down where he just came from. That is probably one of the greatest handoffs I have ever seen. Like, that's how you do a handoff. He just said it came in, like, the final episode of Decker.
Bro,
Just said it was...
Bro said he got some legs. Look, that's the power of being an Ultra Host right there. You that booster in your body.
So we get, like, greatest handoff of all time. And I love how that Kanata, he de-henshins and he just lands on the ground completely fine. He's all good. He just fell from, like, 20 stories and he's fine.
Yeah, you can't have Kanata jump in on the final battle of Decker. He has to do a little thing. Let Decker do his thing.
Ultra Space God magic, it's fine.
Yeah, he'll be back to normal next
Just Space
crossover
God
movie.
magic things.
Yeah, he'll be back during the next, Ultra crossover.
Yep. Alright, so Decker proceeds to absorb all the energy that the Mother Sphere blasts at him, which he'll use to redirect later. Hanajiro activates the Terra Phaser, which apparently, I guess they fixed the Terra Phaser?
It wasn't that badly destroyed.
There was a hole in it!
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a hole. Nothing some plaster of Paris and duct tape won't fix.
What?
My real question is, did they bother to remove Agam's body? Or is Hanajiro just piloting it over Agam's right now?
I think there is probably a certain degree of Agam's giblets floating around in the vicinity, but the less time spent thinking about that, the better. It's for kids.
Hey, Silver's here. Hey, Silver. We're talking Decker.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Decker.
We're just finishing up the final episode recap.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna talk about our feelings on the show. That's today's class. So, yeah, it's the reviewer's retrospective. How you doing, class?
We get back to Decker and the Terra Phaser proceeding to double team the Mother Sphere. Pretty awesome.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Decker has to solve his his issue, I would have loved to see Trigger in that tag team. That's all I gotta say. No, because it makes me think of the episode of Zet where they beat the crap out of Jugular's Jugular.
Damn.
No, because Zero G Zet did not need to bully that man like that. But that's besides the point. Let's go.
Alright, so they proceed to team up, and even the Nurse Dressé is back up and running, at least partially, because it gets in on the action now, so... The whole Decker team is there, either piloting jets, or inside giant robots, or as an Ultraman. The Mother Sphere, though, the Mother Sphere is not having this, and just whomps all of them in spheres.
Damn.
And proceeds to try and assimilate them into the hive mind.
Dang.
Which I guess the most motivation the sphere have is just like, stop being individuals, become one being. Everything is perfect here.
Just classic hegemonizing swarm behavior.
Yep. My real
Yeah,
question
the board.
Exactly like human beings, let's face it.
Yeah, the board. Huh?
The Borg, indeed. My real question here, though, is, okay, I get how all the organic people got inside the sphere hive mind. How did Hanajiro get there?
Because Hanajiro's a person.
They're all being converted into energy and data transmission signals anyway, and he's already halfway there. In fact, he's probably more advanced. It was easier to get him in there.
Yeah, because Hanajiro's a person.
Isn't he also like one of the first ones that starts not speaking like that as well? after Decker. Not doing the whole become one.
Oh, you mean like waking up and fighting against the sphere?
Wait,
No,
wait,
it kind
yeah.
of just goes in order of like the team. It's Kanata, then Kirino, Ryumon.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It just goes down the line like that.
Misremembering.
So Kanata inside the sphere is just like, yeah, no, you don't get to decide our future. We do. Fuck you guys. And his inspiration like passes on to the rest of the Decker team, and they all scream in unison, and they all break out. Huzzah! We finally get the final battle where everyone just blasts the absolute crap out of the Mother Sphere.
Yeah,
Just
man.
all the final attacks going off at once. So much screaming.
Yeah, man.
And they do it. They blow it up, and they save the day. Huzzah.
Woo.
In the aftermath, Kanata's back on the ground with his Decker mug, and the Decker mug is like, all right, peace, bro. I'm out. And the Decker mug pieces out. Goes back to its own time, I guess.
Bro says, I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Don't worry.
Kanata looks over, and he sees the ghost of Agams and his wife. How Agams' wife is there, I don't know. Can ghosts time travel? Is that a thing ghosts do?
I mean, Ghost
it's more
technically
a
did
thing
time
that
travel
Ultras
in that
do,
movie.
really. Because, like, Ultras kind of don't care about stuff like causality.
Yeah, Ultras just do whatever they want. It makes
I mean,
no sense.
honestly, sufficiently motivated Ultras can pretty much do anything they want. Like, that's why Ultraman Cosmos is such a trip, because Cosmos is sufficiently motivated.
Yeah, like Virgil.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm
he
sorry.
just.
So are
I
you
wasn't-
saying that
He
Decker...
is not the he. I mean, he is the storm that is approaching. Like, seriously, be an alien that's like trying to mess with his kaiju pals, and it is gonna go full.
I'm
I am the storm that is approaching very quickly.
This is just as funny as the fact that Frank knows who MF Doom is. This pleases me. This pleases me.
I've played Devil May Cry 5. Yes, I mean, like, is this special? I didn't realize. Okay,
I'm making another
Alright.
joke. I'm sorry.
it's fine.
Anyway.
It's fine. I just
Frank's like, I'm getting
Gams and
so
Layla
sick of
are-
you.
no, I didn't think it was that obscure a reference.
No. Like, see, I was making the old joke. It was like, yeah, and then like you just went along with it.
Oh, you were going with bang bang pull my trigger. You know, yeah.
Oh!
Well, that actually works because of yeah. I got it.
You know what?
Where he's he's riding a riding mower and he's drinking Monster Energy drink. Yeah, you know. Okay,
You know
sure.
what? Frank is a stand-up old person. He's like, I'm getting sick of you with these old jokes.
No, it's fine.
Also, I forgot for game news, 007 GoldenEye and Xbox don't got.
Oh, GoldenEye came out.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Xbox have multiplayer?
Yeah, Xbox don't got no multiplayer, but the Switch do, so y'all know where you gonna
Like-
find me at.
I mean, on the other hand, though, I believe Xbox does have multiplayer for Perfect Dark 64.
That sounds
Which makes it even more confusing that it doesn't have it for GoldenEye. It makes no sense.
They need some more Virgil. He is the storm that is approaching.
He is the storm that is approaching.
I'm gonna use that for a Quantum Ranger video now, just cause it's the same voice actor. I do not care. It's
Is it
good.
really?
Yeah,
Oh my god, it really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then I
He's
gotta-
the
I gotta-
storm that is
yeah, and then I gotta do one for for Johnny Young Bosch, cause he is the GOAT that has done
Yeah.
everything. Gotta love Johnny Young Bosch.
I mean, yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
the final episode, like the final fight between Decker and everyone goes like full, Metal Gear Rising, where it's like, I just forgot the lyrics. Never mind. Fuck it. Never mind. Never mind. It was in my head. I was like, oh boy, we're gonna
Uh,
do that. No, it's a
I'm
mistake.
okay.
Alright, standing here, I realize.
Standing
Oh,
here, he
Yeah.
realizes that
standing
that
here, I
he was just like me,
realize you were
trying to
just
make
like
history.
me, trying to make history. But who
Best
can
musical
judge
ever,
the
by the
right
way.
from wrong? When our guard is down, I think we both okay, that's enough. I can keep going, but all right. Anyway, back to the finishing off the episode. Agams and Layla are happy. They're dead. They're a ghost. Cool. Kanata comes up to Decker and just like, good job, bro. Kanata's like, well, I didn't really figure out what I'm fighting for, but that's okay. I'm just gonna keep fighting.
Oh, did I post that Mega Man Zero tweeting Iris scene?
Yes,
No.
yes, you did.
Or the Mega Man X4 rather, Zero Iris, he posted a dumb tweet and
Yes,
she's dying as a result. Yeah, I thought it was really dumb.
I remember seeing that.
Okay. It's probably in funnies somewhere, and I regret it, but not really, because honestly, that scene is just gold. Like, everything about that scene is without flaw,
Yeah.
other than
All right.
everything.
Anyway, finishing up, the rest of the team comes to congratulate Decker and Kanata and all the stuff. The captain gets a little teary-eyed, just like, I'm so proud I got to work with all of you. The proudest moment of my career. Aw. And then the last scene is all the spaceship that were stranded in space and or on Mars are finally returning to Earth.
Yeah,
Hooray.
baby.
Yeah, I was actually really hyped at that scene. Like, I teared up a little. I'm like, oh wow, you're actually indicating that there is a broader human civilization beyond Earth and Mars, but people have just been bumming around space, and they were like, we can't go back to our Mother Earth because it's been wrapped in a globe of upset sphere juice.
It's true. But yeah, that finishes up the recap for Decker.
Yeah, baby.
I think it was a pretty solid final arc. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
it stuck the landing.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's get into it real quick. We'll save our final thoughts about how we felt as final ratings at the end. You know how we do this. Class, pay attention. This is where we just, talk about the show in general. So, fellas, how are we feeling about the show?
I liked it. I liked it
Pretty
personally.
good.
Nice.
I thought it was a pretty good Ultra show.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Nice. What about you, Frank?
I started off when it was first airing really, really down on Decker because I was like, oh, okay, I don't really know that it knows where it's going. I don't know where it's going. Where does it think it's going? And why is the theme song not as good as pull the
class.
trigger?
Me and
The
Frank
theme
watched
song
the.
had stiff competition.
Yeah,
It really
class.
did. Like,
Me and Frank watched the first two episodes together, so we got the
and we
same
were just like,
beginning points.
we can wait. You know, let's binge it when it's done. And I'm actually kind of disappointed with Decker, but more with myself because I really, really liked Decker. I did not think I was going to like Decker as much as I wound up liking Decker, but it felt very much like the Ultra series we've needed for a while, but haven't been able to get.
Yeah.
It feels like a step into a more classic Ultra direction in a very good way.
Yeah. All right. So Clank and Silver, have y'all gotten to see Decker?
Particularly that like second or third
I
episode to
never
the end
started.
where
Aw. All right. Well,
I'm
don't.
sorry.
It's all right, Silver. You're still a part of the podcast. You're still here.
well,
Well,
you've got
you
some
have-
good times ahead of you.
You have our recommendations now for Decker. So.
Yeah, I'm still technically watching it.
Yeah, I'm gonna work my way up to it because the one thing is, before I even decide to go on Decker, I want to at least finish Trigger.
Fair enough.
So that's where I'm going to make my goal, Ultra goal, because I've been lacking so much with Ultra. The only thing.
How about this?
Mhm.
You know, we were talking about doing a Toku watch party on Saturday.
Okay.
That it would happen after me and Clank beat each other up on stream, of course. Unless you feel like joining in that, Silver, because I be seeing you on the game, bro.
I hardly do anything on my PlayStation. Like,
Well,
I
now
literally-
you got something to do. But yeah, no, Toku Watch Party sounds dope. So
Yeah.
we can kick it off with a little bit of Ultra, but I do feel like we should watch some Don Bros together.
That would be fun.
I feel like we should, but okay, you know, that's just
don't
that's
know.
just
Tell me when you're doing that, because I want to see your guys' reaction to some of this stuff in Dawn Bros.
That's fair.
Oh,
One, like the only thing I would say I did see Ultra wise recently, it was their newest
crossover movie.
not that because I don't know if you saw it. It's called New Generation Stars. I saw
Oh
that.
yeah,
recently.
the budget on that is like
first
$1.
episode of New Generation Stars.
The budget is $1.
You know, because the only reason I even looked at it was because I saw the little bio description about it. So I looked at the first episode last night. I don't know, like it was cool for me at the start because I loved how they were talking like about the new Gen Ultras and how Zed is like is fanboying over a lot of them. But what got to me in the channel is that the audio sync went out of whack. Like at the end of it, I'm like, what the hell happened here? They need to fix this ASAP.
Yeah,
This
it's
is horrible.
definitely, and I can already tell it's just going to be recaps of the past 10 years.
Yeah,
of
that's what
Ultra.
they usually do. That's what Ultra
Yeah.
usually does. They have like the main episode, and then after or the main series, and then after it's over, they have like a mini recap series or
Like
whatever.
Trigger and Tika
Yeah.
together in recap form.
Mhm.
Like I saw the bio and it was talking about like how an enemy shows up and threaten the ultras if they don't cover the histories of them, and I'm like,
Yeah,
so
the enemy stole the history of Ultraman. So mainly the new generations, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. And they have a new thingamajig called the Dimensionizer or something like that travels.
hmm
And I'm just like, oh, okay, clip show, but
yeah.
with the story plot. Cool. All right, all right,
So
all right.
so as I'm looking at it, I'm just like, because like my first thought was, are we gonna get some backstory for some ultras that we never gotten? I wish that was the case, but I doubt. But I doubt it would be that,
Yeah.
because I would have loved for them to actually give Ginga a more detailed backstory and description of like where he came from, what him and Luke and Dark Lugia what like
But they
would have
actually
looked like.
look like fused.
Yeah, as one entity, that type of thing. You know, because like I feel like that would have been, I feel like that would have made season one of Ginga so much better if they actually did develop into that category. You know, and include those details. But they just said, nah, he's here. You know, so just take him. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I still like him.
All right.
Not you.
All right. Well, this is supposed to be like the big Decker review, so.
Yeah. No offense, though. Also, Clank, did you watch?
How would you guys?
Somewhat.
I finished
Oh.
Decker.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's
okay.
fine. It's fine.
I don't know
Oh.
if Clank did.
Yeah, he said he saw some of it. What did you like from
Oh.
what you did see? Clank, did you enjoyed it? Thought it was cool.
I enjoyed it so far. I'm still gonna finish it, but I enjoyed it so far.
Yeah. And now for me.
Yeah.
just like Freg, like I said, we started the first two episodes together. That theme song was not hitting for me at first. It's a lot better now, but it didn't hit for me at first. So I like begrudgingly
The
went through
ending
the
themes
series.
were both, though.
Mm,
Those
yes.
ending themes are so good.
Yeah, this is true. And so it's like I didn't care for Decker at first. I'm just like, I'll watch it whenever. But then it hit a sweet spot, and I'm like, oh. Then it just kept going from there. And for me, that was around the Terra Phaser. Once that happened, I was like, okay, all right.
I like the Terra Phaser, the Terra Phaser arc.
Yeah. So for me, that pushed Decker up there. So I did enjoy Decker. I think it's really good. Now I got a question for all of you who've seen it so far and have seen Trigger. Considering this does follow up on Trigger a lot, Uh, do you
Yes.
consider this a good
Mhm.
follow up to Trigger?
Uh, it's an okay follow up. Like I never thought we needed a sequel story to Trigger, but it does enough with establishing like this is the same world as Trigger, and it does some stuff with that. So
Okay, okay.
I mean, it's okay. I don't think they needed to save Chimera. I don't think they need to revive her, but
No,
that's a minor
Hey,
gripe.
look, sometimes yo Clank he invited me again.
I don't know. If he wants to run
he
back,
he
it's not
wants to
gonna
jump
happen.
me. That's what it is. But no, Dunn, I feel that. I can understand that. But Trigger need his girlfriend. So yeah.
They revived her for no reason. Okay. There's a reason they revived her, then I'll be happy. But there's no reason, then I'm
There
gonna
is
Ultra.
a
be
simple reason.
Oh,
Yuzari must not win the Kengo Bowl.
pretty much. And Ultra babies. They go. We gonna have a Trigger kid that's
Hot
dark like Ultra.
Ultra mud fights.
Look, that was okay. Yeah. Anyway, Frank, what do you think about the follow up?
I mean, as a follow up, I'm glad it didn't try to be a follow up to Trigger. Like it references Trigger, and it's like, yes, Trigger did happen, but
yeah.
it's its own story. Thank goodness, it doesn't try to be, oh hey, um, you know, we're going to try and build on the themes established in Trigger. No, it's just like, no, we're going to do our own thing. It does sort of have like the start of doing, some timey wimey shenanigans, but then just kind of is like, we're gonna back off on that immediately. Aside from Agams being still a time traveler, however that works. Um, but yeah, no, I thought it was great. I thought like building on what I had mentioned before about being like feeling like it's trying to be more of a classic Ultra show. Um, like like look no further than like the third to last or second to last episode where Agams has his memory out, has lost his memory, and you've got like weird lighting and odd off angle camera angles. That's like classic Ultra 7 style Ultra filming, where you're doing like just slightly off-putting visuals. And there's a couple episodes in Decker that do that, and it's just it felt like their heart was in the right place. I honestly, it feels a lot like Dinah in that regard, where like here's this really strong series that came before it, and here's this next series that's trying to forge its own path, and really does a very good job, but is always going to be standing in the shadow of Trigger, but is in many ways, I feel, better
Superior.
in some ways.
Yeah.
It does some things better, like not having Smairu every episode.
Uh, it-
Um,
sorry,
like
Trigger.
Kengo, if you removed that trait from Kengo, he'd be tolerable. I was really appreciated how they handled Kanata in general, where it's like, yes, he is kind of this, optimistic goofball, but at the same time, he's always, being asked or asking the question of, okay, well, why am I doing this? And, his conclusion is because someone's gotta, because I can.
Pretty
I
much.
uh it's this someone's got to do it. It happens to be me, and that's good enough. That'll have to be good enough. I'll come up with a better reason later. I don't need everybody in the world to Smyru. I can do what I can in the moment. So it I felt it had a better message than let's grow fancy plants from Mars that we genetically engineered and called uh the place where Cthulhu sleeps. That
Raleigh,
was
really?
that
Eh.
was that was a real mistake. that should that was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Still, no, it's I as a follow up, it's it I its strength is that it isn't trying to be that, and I feel that that is a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. And for me, essentially, I do have the same thoughts. It's yeah. No, it's. I dig the references to Trigger. I dig when Trigger shows up to show you that yeah, this isn't a different Earth in the Ultra multiverse. It's the same Earth, just a few years later. By a few years, I mean like 10, 10.
By the
10
Ten.
years
time the
since the main series.
Yeah, it's,
I
yeah,
believe.
so like episode 1 takes place a year after, or is that 5 years after?
I know it takes place.
Of Decker?
Yeah, episode 1 of
Oh, no, no,
Decker
no.
takes
Decker is,
place.
yeah, and then it's like another year after that. They do like a double time skip for
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah, Decker takes place like 7 years. Is like 7 or 8 years after. No, 7 years. 7 years after
The
the
movie
final events of
Trigger,
Trigger,
which
which
was
is the movie. Yeah.
yeah, episode
Right, right.
Z.
And then episode 2 takes place another year after that. So
9 years. 7. I don't. I don't know. My brain started working
total
weirdly.
time from it's like 9 years to a decade between
Yeah. Oh,
the
so my
main
okay.
series of Decker
And Trigger.
and yes,
Okay, so my brain was working properly then. I thought I was doing some stupid stuff.
I believe so. Time travel is confusing.
Yeah, yeah, it is. All right. So yeah, we have that for Decker. All right. So now I gotta ask, favorite moment of Decker. I want to go first on this one. Y'all know how much I love crossovers. So seeing Trigger show up the first time, I was like, oh, this is cool. Just like when Zet showed up, or when G shows up, or like when another Ultra shows up. Because I do love those moments because you get to see a bond grow between the previous Ultra and our current new guy. And there's a little bit of mentoring there going on. And is it, I don't know if it's just me, because like the first time we see Trigger, it's like, oh, okay, you know, comrades, it's all good, friendship, budding friendship. Did anyone get like an older brother kind of vibe from their relationship? Like older brother, younger sibling type of thing? Or is that just me?
See it. I could see that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one now. Because that's the vibe I got. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then...
That's not the immediate vibe I got, but I can see now that you mention it why you would think that. So
yeah. It mainly hits around the second Trigger appearance. Like...
when they're on the moon?
Yeah. For me, that's when it mainly hit. Because, like, okay, yeah. Like, they have rapport.
This is definitely the most, like, at least from the Ultras I've seen, this is definitely the most, like, I don't know, like, the most that a previous Ultra has been trying to help the newer Ultra, like, mentoring, I guess. Between, like, immediate, like, predecessors or immediate, like, back-to-back Ultras.
Gotcha. And also, I did love seeing Dinah. I did love seeing Dinah show up. I thought that was pretty cool.
He just showed up and was like,
yeah.
yep, and he just did a little tiny, and then he's like, all right, peace out. See you later, bro.
My only disappointment with Dinah showing up was it wasn't as flashy as Trigger and Tiga. Just
Tiga
stomp.
and Trigger.
Yes. I thought I said that. But yeah, it wasn't as flashy.
You said Trigger and Tiga.
I mean, yeah, Tiga and Trigger. Yeah.
That
No. Tiga gets top billing. It's right. But but no, it wasn't as flashy when they were fighting. And like when Tiga showed up to help Trigger,
the Tiga episode was an event.
They bodied, bro.
The Dinah episode in Decker was just like, it's just another episode.
It's just like, yeah, hey, I'm an Ultra. I'm here to help out. We get to do a little bit of cool stuff, It wasn't a beatdown like in other crossovers. You know the one I'm talking about, Ultraman X. Y'all ain't need to do bro like that, but I'm glad you did.
Are you talking about
yes
in the Ultraman X movie, or are you talking about
the show,
one episode where
Victory and then Giga show up in the 2-parter? Yeah.
Oh, how dare you bring up my favorite, bro?
That was a beatdown. Yeah, but no,
they teamed up. Oh man, it's hella hard.
I'm saying, but like Dinah showing up was so cool though, because I was like, yo, like my face lit up. I was like, oh, we're doing it again, yeah! And I was like, oh, okay, the fight's this kind of, but because it was weird seeing Dinah get pushed around like that a little bit, because they dropped him to the ground, and I'm like, oh, but he gets right back up and gets ready to put in work, so I'm cool with that. So yeah. All right, it was cool. It was cool. And like the amount of times
right.
Trigger shows up in Decker is kind of funny to me. They just be doing stuff at this point. But that's me. That's me. What about you, Dunn? What about you?
My favorite moments?
Everybody dies. I'm kidding.
Also, the chimera, the Phoenix formation of the Phoenix chimera. I don't know what it's called, but
Griffin.
Griffin. Thank you. Dope as fuck. I love it. There you go.
Phew. What is my favorite moment or episode from this season?
Hero request with your choose which hero I'll play with. What is
Actually,
that?
you know what? I quite dug Future Decker when the Future Decker showed up for
Yeah.
that one episode, and he took the reins as Decker. I love that fight. Was just like that Decker knew what he was doing, and he knew how to do it well. It was just like I love just the cockiness and that he embodied in the suit was just great.
That
It worked really well.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was Oh god, it's like, hey, I forgot to tell you my name. It's Decker. Decker
Yeah.
Asabi. He's like, what? Wait a minute. Oh,
See you later, ancestor, and then he just poofs away. No further explanation.
Yo, save the guy who's going to be the antagonist for the rest of the series.
That's it.
I'll do it.
let's do it. Let's do it.
But no, I dug that the two-parter, the crossover.
The build up
I
to
guess
his
it's
final
crossover
form
between
was
the past and the future.
the build up for
Yeah,
his final form was dope though.
Build
I
up to
can't
the final
lie.
form, really.
That was gotta love it. Good episode pick, bro. I love that. All right. So, Frag, what about you, buddy?
What was the question?
Favorite
I'm
moment.
sorry.
Favorite moment or
Oh,
episode.
favorite moment. Gosh.
Or if you have like just an episode or a couple
I've
episodes.
got probably my favorite episodes are honestly, I think the Ragon episode. I really like the Ragon episode.
Yeah.
Because that felt very classic Ultra to me. It was like, oh, okay, let's just take a quick break and just do like science team hijinks and like going and investigating things that they would investigate and doing that. It's great.
With the science team, baby.
Science.
No, I do like that the science team actually got to do some stuff. Like, I like how they.
One thing I will when we talk about like the characters later, like they did a pretty good job with everybody on the team this time around.
Yeah. No, I agree.
We can talk about that when we get more into characters.
Yeah, Decker was a show where I felt like if it had been 50 episodes long, I never would have really gotten bored of it. It would have just kept coming up with goofy Monster of the Week stuff that would have worked. And the Ragon episode showed that they knew how to write stuff like that, and it would be fine. And you'd have time for more of the cast to percolate and have episodes focused on them. 50 episode Ultra series, please, please, please.
Yeah,
I don't ask for much.
I do.
Just double your episode count.
Just double your episode count, and
Nah, bro, because we had to use the budget for the Ultra Clip Show with the new generation. Our budget was $1 and a McChicken. I'm sorry. All right, so Clank, you have a favorite episode so far, or a favorite moment in what you watched so far?
It was just the fights. I just liked all the fights.
they are good.
They are rad.
That's what I was saying.
They are good.
They are pretty rad. I cannot deny this.
Yeah, like Decker Trinity was pretty cool.
What?
The final form.
Trinity?
Yeah.
Dynamic.
Yeah, but it's basically
Looks like Agito
Trinity. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now.
He's even got the same pole army spinny turnaround thing that also turns into a shield now, which is cool.
Yeah, I love
That is
shield
true.
mode. I love shield mode.
Like, like let's be real. Decker took a lot of things off of Agito there. Just like
Decker is the Agito
just
of.
raided the old Toku storehouse and was just like, oh, you have like a shield thing that can split apart into swords. Okay, that's cool. I'll take
I'm
that.
about to say
Ooh,
something that's
you have
gonna
a
piss
cool little
Frag
like
off.
bug style head crest thing.
Oh,
I'll
God.
take that too. Why not?
Yeah, Decker is the Agito of the triggers cougar.
That's one way to look at it.
No. No.
He's like,
No, that
doesn't
absolutely
work on-
not.
No, that
Frank doesn't
doesn't
agree
work
with
on
that.
multiple levels. Because Kuga
I told you.
is an unparalleled work of excellence, and Trigger is pretty flawed.
Mm.
I
Like,
told you it was gonna
like
piss him off.
Trigger, and it's like, no, Trigger, no, sorry, sorry, that does not hold water, my friend.
I just wanted to get him to do that.
All right.
Yeah, now, you know what we got to do here? We got to talk the music.
Oh, music time. All right.
Music time, baby. And like I've said, that theme.
Oh,
Oh gosh, that theme. It did not like when you hear "Chant My Name" or "Pull the Trigger Off Rip." You're like, oh, I'm hype. Let's see where the episode takes us. Decker's theme, not so much. Not so much.
yeah, no. Decker's theme had some very stiff competition. All Decker's music has very stiff competition.
I was
Yeah.
immediately sold on both of the ending themes. Like, those both fundamentally worked for me. But the opener is not quite so thrilling.
Definitely not. But
Especially after
Yeah.
the last 2 years, which were, two bangers right, back to back.
Mhm.
So, like, it was never gonna have it. It never had a chance.
no, because
Which is another thing that makes it more like that makes it more like Dinah to Tiga, because it's just like Tiga's, like, Dinah's theme is killer. It's really good. Both of the opening themes are great for Dinah, and the ending themes are also superb. But, like, Take Me Higher.
I'm
like,
saying,
you can't. You
Take Me
cannot do
Higher,
better than Take
pull
Me
the
Higher.
trigger.
I'm
Like
sorry.
I'm, like
It's just-
I'm.
it's like you
Decker's theme
can't-
is good, but it's not pull the trigger.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mhm.
And
Like, I
Ugh.
can't get. I can get Pull the Triggers stuck in my head. I cannot get Decker's. It just.
nah,
can't
I have
happen.
to hear someone sing it like Dunn just did for it to get stuck
Right
in my
on
head.
time, go Decker. Dun, 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 dun.
And
Something
Dun,
about
dun,
10
dun, dun,
counts.
dun, 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 dun. I like the theme. The theme is okay.
Like-
Again, it can get you pounding. It's one of you gotta kind of like get used to that.
that's what I'm
Like-
saying. That's what I was
it
gonna
took-
say next.
It took me until. Jeez, I don't know.
It took me till the Terra
Like-
Phase arc to like it.
Yeah, it took me till like episode 15, like most of the way through the series, like 2/3 of the way through the series before it was like, okay, this is fine.
Like it's not
I
bad.
Right
will-
around the time that the theme's lyrics have a change. It was right
Right,
around
so they can
oh,
incorporate
it's
the,
all- this all
the final
synced
form.
together.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, one of the things I do like about the Decker theme is it does that one thing where they like incorporate the forms of the actual show into the theme song. I like it when a show does that.
Yeah.
Or theme song does that.
No. I agree. I hate that it took so long to get used to. Cause I'm like, it's not so bad, but man,
It had very stiff competition.
very stiff competition. The ending things, I kind of like. I usually skip through, but I did listen to it at least once. I'm like, it's alright.
I like the ending themes. They're done by I forgot his name. Hiromu Kage something.
Kageyama?
Kageyama, thank you.
I think that's it, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Like, the first one is really good. The second one is just absolute perfection. Like, the second one is so
Second
good.
one does
It's
hit better than the first.
It is unreal. And I like the first, but like the second one is just like, I kneel sort of thing. It's like, yes, this is it. This is it right here. Thank you.
Yeah.
I personally do still like Trigger's ending themes better, especially mostly the second one. I love the second ending.
Yeah,
theme
the
of Trigger.
second trigger
So
ending
much.
theme is
I
great.
agree.
But I do agree. But I do like both of the ending themes of Decker.
I agree
quite
with
a
you.
lot as well. There's a nice chill way to end an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
instead,
still like soulful and heartfelt. And it's like, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm hyped, I'm ready. Let's go. Next
all
set.
I'm saying, I just found it funny when we were at like the two part. It was like, oh no, Decker's happy ending theme. Huh? It's I hate those so much when it's like you get a cliffhanger after a bad moment and then the theme plays. I'm not
And it's
supposed
like
to groove with it.
inappropriately toned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to groove with this. What are we
Yeah.
doing? Oh, anime does it all the time. Ultras don't do that. But I thought it was neat. All right, so we got the music out the way here. I'm glad we all can agree on that. All right, so
Yes.
I kind of thought they criminally underutilized having Wandaba themes. Like there is one there, and it's good,
I will say.
but you like never hear it. You hear it like 3 times. It feels like it must have been more than that, but it doesn't feel like it played very frequently.
It never feels like it does for any of these new gen ultras. I of the new gen of like since Z when I've been watching Week to Week. I think this was my favorite ba ba da ba ba ba
Yeah.
theme of the bunch.
okay,
I really liked it when that one played during Decker.
okay. Now,
Otherwise, none of the other background tracks really stood out too much.
we did this before with Zet, and I believe we did this with Trigger. I would have to rewatch to make sure. But talking about the mecha of the science team before we go into the characters.
We definitely did it with Z. There wasn't really a lot of mecha.
Yeah, we had the Nurse Dressé, so
Yeah.
we did have
Mecha in
that.
Zet, we had Savenger and Wyndham.
I said I know we did for
Oh,
Z. I wasn't sure
well,
if we did
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Trigger
Tough.
because there wasn't a lot.
Yeah,
Yo, why did they give Decker capsule monsters that he used twice?
right,
I don't understand.
I
right.
was really
I
baffled
was
by
so
that.
confused. I thought he was gonna do something cool with that.
Like future Decker uses them like to the best effect, and then after that they never show up again. They never
see
show up
them
after
again.
future.
It was
I can only
that's so
assume
weird.
Decker took them back to the future.
Like,
It's
it's,
like, these are mine now.
he's like,
I
yeah.
thought for sure they were going to show up during the Mother Sphere fight, and it just didn't happen. And I'm like,
Well,
oh,
that's
okay.
disappointing, But like, so how we feel about the weapons used by the science team? Basically, the Nurse Dressé and the
Literally
Griffin.
the best props. Literally the best pseudo-military props we have had in an Ultra series, possibly since ever, but definitely since Nexus.
I was gonna say
It's
since Avenger because I love Avenger. Leave me alone. I love that adorable.
Avenger's great, but I mean like their guns.
Like the guns and
Those
the
are
helmets.
literally they have the best kit. The
They do.
cleanest visual kit since Nexus. And
Okay, that's
it's
what we're
just
talking
like
about.
they're like I'm sorry, just like absolutely blew my mind how like I want those prop guns. I want them so badly you have no idea. I do not collect prop toy guns. I want those. I want those now. Like they are so good.
And these are also probably my favorite helmets because they're actual like helmets. They look like helmets and not oversized.
They look practical. They look like actual helmets, and they look exactly like they should be in EDF. And I want it so bad. I'm just like, I want the EDF Ultraman crossover right now. Please give it to me. I do not ask for much, Pappy Bandai. Make this happen for me. Please.
As for the actual mechs, we had Nurse Dressé and the Falcon again, which it's okay to see those guys again. I do like the introduction of the Hawk though.
Yeah.
And having it like combined with the Griffin.
Yeah, that was really good.
That's a neat touch.
I
They had a
love
great intro
that
episode.
because like I believe we talked about this back before we started Henshin Academy when Decker was like premiering. I was like, yeah, these are gonna fuse, and you were like, yeah, no, they're going to. It's obvious they are because toy sales, but I hope I was just hoping it was cool, and I was not disappointed.
And it's a really simple combination. It's just like they essentially just one on top of the other and then lean back.
Yeah,
and it creates like actually a very sleek design for what it is.
Right.
Works really well.
I love it.
The other main robot we got is the Terraphaser. I don't know if we want to talk about that now.
Oh yeah,
You
let's
want to
talk.
put that here?
Yeah, we can talk about the Terraphaser by itself and not the pilot of the Terraphaser.
All right. I love the Terraphaser. Like, I love that. It's probably my favorite Ultraman mecha I've seen so far. Again, I haven't watched a lot of Ultraman mecha, so. But I love the Terraphaser. It just, it looks so good.
The no, because the fight in episode 22 between Decker and the Terraphaser, that's some damage, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Like, hello. But no, I agree. It does look cool. But I think my only complaint is that one claw, that one little crab claw I got. But like, I think it's cool.
It has an extendo punch. What is
It
not to like?
does. No, that
An
ability is
extendo
cool.
claw. An extendo claw.
The ability is cool. I just
And
don't
it
like how
has
the
like
claw
a
shape.
pole extending from the back, so it looks like a pile bunker at the same time. It's like literally the best of all possible worlds.
Well, sorry, I
That
don't
is
like
true.
the shape of the.
Paraphaser did nothing wrong.
I'm sorry, I don't like the shape of the claws, sir.
Well, I don't know why.
I
but
don't know
you're
why
entitled to your
either.
opinion.
I don't know why either. I didn't say the
I can't
Terraphaser
say- I
sucked
can't tell you
because I
that.
didn't say the Terraphaser sucked because I like the Terraphaser. I don't know, the claws just looks weird to me.
His
I do
big
think it
old-
has the best like debut fight for an Ultramech I've seen so far. I love when it's fighting like the Thunderbird thing. That's a real good fight.
Yeah.
I really wish we would have gotten some more Decker Terraphaser team up before the big turn, but oh well.
Yeah. No, because that fight is funny to watch, especially when like they show them outside, like not outside, but like them actually as people, not with.
Oh, the mini kaijus, the mini
Yeah.
kaijin. Yeah.
Yeah. So like with that
I
face to
also
face interaction,
love the like I wasn't sure what the big like wings coming off the chest piece were, but then they like come together into the big old cannon.
Yeah, I'm glad that
I
happened.
love me a big old. It's not so. It's like he has a big old chest cannon, but it's not like it's sticking out of him all the time. Like
Yeah.
it can go back to be like the normal chest wings, which that works a lot better.
Thing. I think if I had any complaint about the Terraphaser at all, it's the like two-tone color scheme. With like the colors are fine. That it's two-tone, I think it could have used more definition with like 1/3 color in there.
I can see
Beyond the red face, which is like its most defining color feature. I like how the face changed depending who was piloting it. I
Fair
like
enough.
that.
That was
The
never neat
light,
touch.
the light behind it. Very Daft Punk.
All right, that's a mech. I give the Terraphaser a 9 out of 10.
It's a real, it's really good. It's
I agree
really
with
good.
that.
It feels like it takes notes from King Joe while also being very much its own thing, and some other Ultra things. But it's very much its own entity, which I appreciate a lot.
I can agree with that.
All right, where are we going next, Echo?
We on to characters.
Ooh, all right. Who first?
All right, so favorite characters. Hanajiro, and I know I gave him a little bit of shit earlier.
Damn it!
I know I gave him a little bit of shit earlier, but Hanajiro is
Taking
Hanajiro.
things from me.
Hanajiro is a smart ass robot, and I was like, you know what, bro, I
When
like
he
him.
became the snarky little shit, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Hanajiro is my
This is
favorite
like
character.
perfect character banter setup. I was like, yes, this is where it's at.
Yeah, because like while Jukebox over here is gonna hate on Blaze during his debut as an Ultra, I'm gonna be just talking crap to him the whole time. So that's what we need. Also, as our main character, Kanata was fine. I thought he was alright.
Yeah, he's fine. He's pretty average in a good way.
Yeah.
And that's
He doesn't do anything
not quite as-
special, but
yeah.
like he doesn't do anything like egregiously awful either. He's just right there.
Yeah, he's just kind of there. In a good way. He's productive. He's helpful. He occasionally has moments outside of being Ultraman where he's relevant, which is good. he has hard boots to fill, being an, I guess, attempted analog to
Dinah.
Dinah.
Dinah with Asuka Shin, who is honestly maybe like the first real Heisei Ultra Pro tag where they start really trying to push the envelope on what you can do with an Ultra Pro tag, um, beyond some of the stuff that they did during the Showa era. But he's great. Like his character arc and development is really phenomenal. Kanata doesn't have quite as much, but partly that's because there's a much lower episode count. Um, I wouldn't say that he's ever static. I don't think he's a static character where he never really changes at all. But he does, in the sense that he kind of like redefine. He has the same end goal, but he like kind of redefines how he's going about
Yeah.
what it means to be an ultra,
All right, so
which I really appreciated. I thought that was well handled.
I think Frag hit the nail on the head, but let me put my spin on it. In comparison to like the previous two, which were Zet and Trigger, uh, so you know how Haruki had his moment where like he started thinking about his dad, and then there's like this weird time travel thing, but he was worried about if killing kaiju was wrong because he realized one of them was just trying to protect its child. So he had like that big moment to grow up and lead him somewhere.
Yep.
That type of development hit for me, which made me go, I like Zet and I like Haruki. And then we have Mr. Smile Smile Kengo himself, and it's like Kengo's alright. Outside of the Smile Smile joint that he does a lot, although I still think there was a break where he didn't do it, but they started him right back up on it. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
it was like he has his moments of development, but nothing that made me go, yeah, I like Kengo. You know, like I did for Haruki. Whereas Kanato's just like, essentially, yeah, he had the same type of goal throughout, which was being pretty much helpful, but the way he went about it ended up changing, especially after his
Yeah.
experiences with like Future Decker and the I forgot boy's name from who with the Terror Phaser, and we said it a bunch of times.
Agams.
That thank you, Agams. All his experiences, especially with meeting Kengo and all that. Nothing made like he did nothing wrong, but other than that, he didn't really stand out that much for me either. You know, which is weird.
Yeah.
I
Bill Genius. I feel so bad. All right.
it's if y'all asking about Bill Genius, it's because yeah.
You missed.
Yeah,
You missed
he
hard.
missed.
All right.
So that's my thing. You know, it's weird that I keep comparing to previous seasons for me, but I don't know.
No, I get it.
So that's just
As for
me.
me, I like Kanata. I think he's a pretty good main character, and I like you guys are saying he's pretty static, but he changes enough for me. He
Yeah.
has enough development in and of himself. I probably my favorite moment of his character development is when he's on the moon and Kengo gives him like the message from his mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good moment because you could
Yeah.
tell he felt it, and it like that was
Mhm.
really well acted. It's like, oh yeah, no, this is like the one
Yeah.
thing that he's struggling with all the time. Is like, man, I'm gonna do like I'm gonna put my nose to the grindstone and just focus on what's right in front of me. I'm not, and like people are like, oh, you've got to start thinking about the future. He's like, nah, I can't do that right now because if I start thinking about the what ifs, I'm gonna just implode. I won't be able to get anything done. But like he gets that memo. Oh yeah, your parents are fine. He's like, oh, thank goodness. I can actually go
Mm.
about my life now, and it felt very cathartic.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, that whole episode. That's why that Big Brother vibe came from, because he's like, yeah, no, here, take this. It was like, yeah, oh, thank you, yeah, no, I think that worry about his family, once that went away, is just like, yeah, we're good, kind of.
Yeah, he got it. His new resolve. Not necessarily like a thing he needed to protect right now, but
Yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna do what I can right now, and I'll worry about. The future will be my own, whatever that future is. Haven't decided it yet, but I'll figure it out.
right, and even though it didn't hit me, where I'm like, yeah, I like you, kind of. You didn't do nothing bad for me to go. Yeah, you were good all the way through. So I do
Yeah.
appreciate that. think Clank's still watching some more Decker. Also, Silver. We'll dabble in more ultras a little bit because we're almost done here. So fellers, besides Hanajiro and Kanata, how you feeling about the side cast?
The rest is
I really liked Science Lady.
Yeah,
She was great. Like
vice captain. I assume
yeah,
you're
vice
talking about?
captain. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I really liked all the cast. They did as Dunn was mentioning before, or Jukebox was mentioning before. It felt they felt like they did a better job balancing the load in terms of having
Yes,
everybody got at least one episode where they
Mhm.
felt relevant. And not like, ooh, we're a super special time traveling half person, and it's like Trigger. There's so much to like about Trigger, but like making things aggressively super special was not one of the things I liked.
Yeah.
Like with Yuzare, I'm just like, this isn't working.
Mm.
I feel that.
But like for
Like I think as the science team, this is probably the most like well-rounded and well-developed science team I think I've personally seen in like any of the new gen shows I've watched, including X. Like I know everybody's names, I know all their motivations and stuff. Like everybody got at least one episode shine, and I feel I understand these characters very well, and I get their dynamic. Like they actually took their time to develop everybody,
I thought
and
the captain was
it
funny.
worked really
I'm
well.
not gonna lie to you.
oh, the captain was great. He was
Captain's
great. Like I think they could have done a better or a played up the fact that he's like supposed to be like a student trainer guy. A bit more than they did, who's like supposed to just do teaching things instead of actually leading the defense resistance against the aliens. I think they could have played that up a little more, but they
Mhm.
still have that factor in there, and he's a lot of fun. He has great moments. Hanajiro is definitely my favorite, but Kim, vice captain, and what's her name?
Yurino?
Kirino, thank you. We're just great. Like that's I mean the Ragon episode is just great because
Science team.
it's science team stuff, and the
Yeah.
science team members that are involved are just doing science team science patrol things. I'm like, do more of that. That was one of the things I think that had me turned off initially with Deckers. It's like, oh boy, you've got this big, massive, inexorable plot set up with the sphere taking over the Earth, so you're not going to have time to do Ultra things. But
Oh wait.
they still found time to do Ultra things, and I was just in science team things. I was very
Hold
happy
up.
about that.
I just remembered. I remembered one of the one-off episodes. I'm changing my favorite episode. Ultra Super Great Martial Arts Champion Grace.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
I love
yeah,
the
The one
Grace
that I
episode.
initially
Easy.
thought was a two-parter, but was not a two-parter, and I felt a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bad afterwards.
That one is so good.
Can we just get a show focus on Grace? Like, I watch
Honestly,
that.
Ultimate Force Zero member. Let's go.
Yeah, no, make that happen. Make that
He
happen.
needs to be an Ultimate Force Zero. It
Yeah.
just needs to happen.
Especially,
I'm
no,
still waiting for
no,
my Ultimate Force Zero show.
no, because I guarantee you, he's
I'm
gonna have
still
a
waiting.
moment where he's like losing the battle. He's like, nah, I gotta get home to my kid. Clank, no.
Oh well.
Clank, you should have said something. No. He's
All
probably
right.
still watching
Anyway.
Decker. Oh no, he does work tomorrow, so he might have went to bed.
Oh.
Oh,
Anyway,
family issues.
back to what
Hey,
you're doing.
Clank,
or-
Clank, it's all good.
Oh.
Squad's still here
Yo,
for you, bro. If you need
it's
to talk,
fine.
let us know.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. Don't worry about it. All right.
And that was the homie Blitz Clank. That's for you, bro.
Yep. So,
All right.
Echo,
Oh
you
yeah.
gonna finish your train?
My train. No, that was it. I was like, Sidecast is likable. I just
Oh.
really like Hanajiro. Cause like, bro's he's
You were,
me.
you were talking about Grace. You were talking about.
Oh
Grace.
yeah, no, I
Like,
was saying Grace is gonna have a moment where it's like, yeah, no, I need to get back to my kid. I can't lose here.
Yeah. Oh right, he gets beaten down, just like I got a daughter.
I can't lose this fight.
No, and that brings up another thing. We'll get to that when we talk more about the story. But characters I really liked. I also really liked the Ryumon and the Vice Captain episode, where they
Oh
like delved
yeah.
into some of that backstory, or like that
Oh,
one
yeah,
Nigel
yeah.
dude. He was like, "So what happened 10 years? We never found this kid like 10 years ago. You're helping out the aliens, aren't you?" And like, no, obviously I'm not.
Can,
Ryumon's
can I?
like,
Can we just go over the weird dynamic that's like, oh, you're helping out aliens. You're from planet Metron. What are you talking about?
Right?
You are the aliens.
Right? To us, you were
Why
an
are you
alien.
immediately suspicious? And then it's like, well, no, they have to they're the only person qualified to have that position because they are an alien. And I'm like, oh, it all makes sense.
I just
It's like
find
it's
it
not even
weird.
overly stated. They don't like slam you with it. It's just kind of like, no, that's really the only person that could be qualified because
He's an
they
alien.
have that outsider perspective. It's still weird and kind of off-putting because Metron is off-putting.
I just
Yeah.
like I always find that weird in shows when they have the alien who resides on Earth call out aliens, and I'm like, bro, you're an alien though. To us, you're an alien. If we go to your planet and you don't call us aliens, I don't know. It feels weird to me
It does.
because we're alien to your planet. Y'all get what I'm saying.
I do.
But yeah, listen.
But yeah, the whole science team did fantastic. I felt
Yeah,
a very well-rounded, well-developed crew.
Decker's a solid show. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's I think the ultimate takeaway for Decker is it just winds up being incredibly solid. It doesn't have like spectacularly high highs, but it never has particularly low lows. Like the roughest part of that show is like right at the beginning, the first 2, 3-ish episodes, and then like pretty much coincident with Hanajiro having a personality update. It's like this show is just whoosh, it soars.
Yeah.
All right. With that, I think there's one more character we should probably talk. At least one.
Gams.
Yeah. Well, you gotta talk about villains.
Yeah, that's true. So how I feel about a Gams is satisfactory antagonist.
He's all right.
He
Yeah,
exists.
he's a satisfactory antagonist. He has a motive, which seems like a lot of like a motive that a lot of antagonists share. Maybe that's just me.
It's no. It's the same one that It's the same one that Solomon from Kamen Rider Saber, because you remember.
Oh yeah, you're
The
right.
Saber crew
Yeah.
comes up to Solomon and just like,
You're right.
Solomon was like, "Oh, maybe I had this past lover that I lost a long, long time ago, and that's why you want me to say that, don't you?" That's what you want me to say. That's the cliche answer.
Like,
So it is, but in this case, it actually is that.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I did kind of like the fact that Solomon's entire deal was being anti-hack writing. Like that's like his entire character basically summed up in I hate hack writers, have original thoughts, you scrubs. And I'm like, you know what? You need to read the first story part of the second volume of the Finder library. You need to do that because that's all about what makes original thoughts for narratives. That's like the entire it's about a guy whose brain is literally plugged in to make other people experience his dreams, and how it's like a massive moneymaker, and how he has to keep coming up with original ideas, and how there isn't really any such thing as an original thought, and how he has to grapple with that, and how it's killing him slowly, literally killing him. It's really good. Read Finder. Holy shit. Miss Speed Mc what is it, Clara? Something. Oh, I can't see it from here because it's dark. Give me a sec. Carla Speed McNeil. Carla
we go.
Speed McNeil, read Finder. There's sexy time in it, but it's not like aggressively sexy time. But it's really good. Not the sexy
right.
time, but that too. No, it's just good in general. There's references to My Neighbor Totoro. It's all right.
All right, cool. That's Frag's book tangent for today.
Yeah, there will be many more.
hmm
Yeah. All right. So let's move.
Again, I'm just fine. I honestly wasn't expecting his heel turn because he started off as like the professor. Just I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting.
but
him
he
to
was
turn
like
completely
ridiculously
evil.
good looking. You knew something was up there. It's kind of like George. You knew something was up. He's like going way too hard for this pretty boy thing.
Yeah.
And then you see like his hairstyle, and then you see his plucked eyebrows, and then, much more importantly, you see his massive pump shoes. And you're like, ah, he's compensating for something. And then we learn he is indeed compensating for something.
Yeah. I just.
But again,
First,
I did not quite see that coming. I knew something was up because he was a pretty boy. I'm like, oh, he's going to be relevant. And it's like, yeah, he is relevant, but he's also the antagonist. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah. At the
okay.
time when it first happened, I felt it was like coming out of nowhere, but it works. It works well enough. I don't it was I don't hate it. I don't hate how all that was done, but it's all right. And it led to the future Decker stuff, which I actually quite did the future Decker stuff.
Yeah, it's
The time travel shenanigans.
yeah, like the weakest. It's not even weak because it's like they're really good episodes, but they are just like, here's this thing that seems like an important plot line that we're just not going to follow up on, and I'm like, do you really want to do that though?
No, it's
still, I
just
think
the
it's still,
backstory is time travel. That's
yeah, and like that's the only level that it wants it to be on, and I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? It's okay. I came to peace with it. Or made peace with it, whatever. Words are hard.
All right. So moving right along here, we talked a little about characters. We talked music. We even talked a little bit of the Ultra itself, but I don't think we talked enough about the Ultraman design here. I don't know if we did that the past few times either. I just so why not start here if we haven't? Yo, is that a blue Ultra? I just want to make sure here. Yeah, that's a blue Ultra. Whoop.
Decker?
I Zet probably counts as a blue ultra.
Yeah. So what about
That does.
Deck? Now, what about Decker and Trigger? Would they be like? What would they be?
Between blue or red ultras?
Yeah.
Uh, see, because they're multi-types, I don't know that they count.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can, because they have a red form, but they also have a blue form. So
Okay.
it's kind of like, no, they're like a purple ultra or something.
Multi-type. That works.
When I
Compare
see
contrast
Decker-
to Cosmos, who is clearly a blue, even though he gets a red form, or Gaia, who's like very much a red,
Fair enough.
despite
Yeah.
having like a multicolored form.
Okay. So how we feeling about Decker's design?
I'll let Fry go first.
Oh, it's asymmetrical and weird, and I love it.
That'll work.
I was gonna say pretty much the same thing. It's
Yeah,
asymmetrical and I love it.
It's asymmetrical. It doesn't try to be like, oh, we're gonna have a clear cut. It maybe has more gribble than I'd ideally like, but new gen ultras have to keep getting increasingly complex, and I think the way they went about that visual complexity with Decker didn't feel too overbearing. I don't feel like it was bad.
In comparison to say,
Probably some of the latter day Geed forms, which have a lot going on.
Oh, okay. I know. I kind of know what you mean.
Lots of lots of bulky stuff. I like his final form quite a bit. It does have some proportion issues that a lot of the final forms for ultras for the last couple series have had, with the exception of Zet, where the head has like the body to head ratio changes because of the way the helmet is designed. A good example would be Rube. Rube has like this weird helmet. Head ratio.
Ru-
Trigger.
Rube or
Trigger.
Groove
Glitter Trigger
specifically?
has the final form.
Okay, so
The
Groove
Ultraman
then?
Rube.
Yeah.
Yes, Ultraman Rube. Yeah. The one actually called Rube.
Oh, okay, the brother
Yeah,
mix,
sorry,
not the
yeah.
sister mix. Okay.
When they fuse.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
whether
because
fused, yeah.
there's like two family fusions. That's why I was asking about it. Because
Oh,
there's one where the sister
I
fuses with them at the
honestly don't
very
remember
end.
the Fusion one. I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
at all.
I think it was around the very end where they all formed together, and that was like the final form. But I know what you're talking about with the specific brother form. Yeah, I get you. I get you. It's literally just Rube with a G in front of it. That's the Grube. There you
Yeah,
go.
Rube.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's
silly.
Rube. Oh my gosh! Like, if you've only just recently started watching Ultraman, you really do not know how good you have it. Because Rube is like, there's things to like about Rube. I enjoyed parts of that show, but it's like that show was a mess. The show just
I
like
feel like they should have stayed with the family dynamic.
they really, really should have. They absolutely should have. That all the parts that deal with the family dynamic are the strongest parts of that show, by far, easily, easily the best parts of that show. And they do cool things that Ultra doesn't really do because it's kind of a unique scenario. And then it's like, well, no, there's also this guy, and he's trying to be an Orb wannabe, and we're gonna bring Orb into it because I guess it's an O50, and you need to remember why. It's
I
Holy
honestly
shit.
thought Orb was gonna be in there, but the Orb never showed up.
Wait, holy shit. I just realized something.
What?
Rube is the revice of Ultraman.
there are some similarities, yes.
Family dynamic, wannabe, dude who wants to be an Ultraman.
I hate you because
Yeah.
no, don't you do this to. I'm upset because I
I've
like
already done
Rube.
it.
No,
It's already been done.
no, because I like Rube. No, don't do this to me.
But you like revice too.
I know. That's why I said don't do this to me.
Listen, you like what you like. It's okay.
The two brothers and the sister fused together in the movie.
Oh, there it is. Yup. Ruben. God damn it. Okay. Yeah. God damn it, Dunn. You did it. I didn't want you to do it, but you did it. You did it. God damn it.
Back where were we again? Oh right, the suit.
Yeah, the suit. Yeah, you both said it was asymmetrical and weird, and you like it. I do. It grew on me because I was like the weird galaxy type of coloring.
I was gonna mention like the galaxy pattern. I didn't like that at first, just because it seemed like really tacked on. But
it grew on.
You don't really notice it after a while.
It just kind of becomes part of his overall texture, and it kind of changes between forms, but not a lot. Special shout out to his rise. I really like his rise. His rise is nice. Where he rises.
Watching Decker getting bounced around in episode 23 is hilarious. So, because the monsters are just playing they're playing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Tennis with bro. They're just like beaming them up in the air, and you just see them go twirling. It's funny. I do like his final form though. I can't stress that enough. I do like his final form.
His final form is very clean. That's the only one of his forms that is like actually symmetrical as well.
Yeah, it actually kind of doesn't match. Like I sort of
like the rest of his forms are asymmetrical, and then you have the symmetrical form, and it's like
and I'm just sort of like I don't know where it came from, and I like his final form, but I think of his forms it's my least favorite because it's like, why did you abandon the cool thematics you had going on? Unless that is the thematic, is that now he's become symmetrical because he has grown as an individual. I don't know. But then they're like, oh, so this is his ultimate form here in this time. Yeah. So I guess it works. I don't know. I like Decker, and that's all I have to say.
I do. I will probably agree also that is probably my least favorite one. Honestly, probably his base form is my favorite.
His base form is
base
really
form,
good.
Base form or the power form, or one of those is my favorite.
I really like Flash type.
So his base form, right?
The speed type. I really like.
Oh,
Miracle.
the
Miracle is the
miracle.
speed type.
Thank you.
Yeah, because because if you got a form named Type Miracle, you just be doing whatever at this point. And I'm like, okay, who?
Okay, Miracle had that one busted thing in its debut, but after that, it was okay.
I'm sorry, sending someone into a machine via teleporter that you just randomly whip up. I'm sorry. Who's the miracle base ultra, and stop teaching these new gen. Stop teaching the ultras about the power of miracles. All right, because y'all just be doing whatever. It hurts my head sometimes.
My head too. uh You're talking about suits. Design of his gimmick wise though, yeah, I didn't really care for the Ultra Mug. But
The Decker, the Ultra Mug is kind of. It's not bad. I did like the
Okay.
utilitarian aspect of triggers. It was really
Mhm.
solid. It felt like a decent callback to Tiga, um, while also it serves multiple purposes, and it also gives a justification for
Yeah.
I can do this in front of people because they know, and they're in fact building these things for me, which kind of worked. The cards I wasn't much for. I don't like cards with Ultraman. Like it's mm, mm.
Mm.
At least it didn't do Ultra Fusion gimmicks. I've gotten so tired of that.
That
I'm
is true.
so glad we're beyond that.
Thank God.
So glad.
I did.
So, so
Weapon.
we talking
Oh,
about the gimmick of the season, the
yeah,
mug.
we're talking about like his gear.
Okay, so
Yeah, like
Gear.
the flasher, the whatever it's
okay,
called.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the thing where I compare it to the previous two that we have so far. I do like the mug, even though it's just a generic card holder. I thought it was neat. I still like triggers better because it's also a gun that becomes the
Yep.
spark lance. That I do like that more. Haruki's, in comparing it to Haruki's, I like the mug more. Only because
Yes.
once Jeed used it as
Yes.
a weapon, I was like, yeah, no. That's where I was like, I thought it was cool that Jeed used it as a weapon, but that's where it was kind of lost to me because Haruki did the same thing, and I'm like, okay, well, y'all don't need to use your changer as a weapon. It's especially when it's not really designed as a weapon. Like
Not at all.
Well, it looks kind of like an Ultra 7 Eye Slugger head
yeah, no, I
jabber
get.
thing. That's what it's supposed to be trying to be, I guess. But
Doesn't quite get there.
no, it looks like chintzy loud plastic.
I
Whereas
know that
Decker's
hurt to
looks like
say
a mug,
chintzy loud plastic,
you know.
but yeah,
It's,
no,
I do.
it has a
I
face on it.
do.
That's cool.
Other than his Henshin device, I do like Deckard's weapons though. I like the sword. I like the shields.
yeah,
Thought those
sword and
both.
shield were dope. The him getting the sword was cool because like Trigger's like, yeah, no, this sword was mine. Here, you take it, and it worked. To me, it's better with him than it is Trigger because Trigger, you got enough
Definitely.
weapons.
Yeah.
You got enough.
Enough ugly
Does he?
weapons.
Yes.
He has the one.
It's
Oh
a
no, he
combi
also has
weapon
the sword.
Yeah.
and the scissors
Yeah. Yeah.
and the
He
bow,
has the multi weapon.
Oh right.
He has
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
multi weapon.
which was awful. So
The
bad.
multi weapon was fine as the bow, which was also a
And the
two
sword.
bladed
Yeah, it was fine
weapon,
for that.
and the main sword. But the claw was the worst offender.
See, I liked the claw a little better than the sword because with the sword, all I could see was orb caliber over and over again. I was like, I
Okay.
don't need another. I don't need another
I
sword
guess
with a
because
giant
of
round
this,
thing.
I guess, but at least
At
the
least the
round thing
scissors
was
were
the
different, but they were still awful.
to me at least
It was
like
still like,
I see where you got that
here's a
idea.
pair of hedge clippers. I'm like, I get enough of that when I'm clipping hedges.
I mean, I get the orb caliber thing, but at least it was the hilt with like a round guard instead of like just a random Simon circle on the sword. You know.
Yeah, but yeah, I I don't like either of them. I don't really like either
That's
of
fair.
them.
That's fair. Yeah, at
It's a
least
thing.
Decker's sword was a traditional. Yeah, at least the sword Decker got was a
Yeah,
traditional sword.
what
Yeah,
I
it's just
didn't
very
like was the
straight.
voice. I was not overly fond of the
Voice.
the the plastic voice. I
Yeah.
was not. It sounded so desperate.
Also,
Do the Decker
Can we talk about
like,
Mother Spheres real quick?
Oh,
That's a chunky monster.
She thick. She bringing Heisei thick kaiju designs
Uh,
back. She's
um,
like Toho thick.
uh,
Toho in the
good
90s.
design. I don't know why I got Space
Looks
Godzilla
good.
vibes either.
Well,
Maybe
yeah, because it's a giant lizardy monster covered in crystals. It's easy.
yeah.
It is literally and bluish. It's literally Space Godzilla.
It's so good. Also,
Oh,
don't
he's
do
probably my
has
favorite,
slightly
like,
more. It
final
has slightly
boss
more
monster
articulation too.
in a while. So
don't turn it
Yeah.
into don't turn it into a kaiju girl because I may never escape that hole if you do.
Please, we need Let them back.
Don't.
Somebody's doing it. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself so if you hear vomiting, you won't have to know why.
Frank, stop looking up
Okay.
kaiju girls. We already look that spinoff that Ultra spin. I didn't even know it was related to Ultraman until I got into Ultraman, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. They're cute. They could be VTubers if they wanted to, but don't do this for Mother Spheres because I swear if it's a thick librarian lady with glasses, you may not see me.
Have you already made this? I don't.
No, it's gonna happen, and I'm scared.
Echo is just subconsciously revealing his types to us. So
Yeah, it's fine.
I've already revealed that I like maids on here. I'm like Kobayashi in that regard because I've watched Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Anyway,
Oh gosh, why would you tell us this on
Because
live TV?
I've said
Why
this
would you?
before.
he has mentioned it
I'm gonna
before.
bleach that.
That's
He
a
plays Dragon Maze in Yu-Gi-Oh. I've seen him.
Yeah,
Oh,
like I've
God.
mentioned this on stream before.
All right, so very tentative. Usual suspect looks. I cannot find anything for Mother Spherosaurus yet.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't need to die.
Yeah.
Frank gonna be
What?
looking all day. I know he is.
I'm not gonna look all day. I'm gonna look for the next 30 seconds to see if there's any for Terra Phaser.
No. Okay. All right.
Give me a
This is we're
sec.
hitting weird territory again. So it's. I think it's about time we do the little wrap up here. Then we're gonna talk to the homie Silver.
I did have one.
Okay.
Do we want to say we already did like our story overview? Have we talked about the story enough, or like overall? Because we didn't really do that its own section.
That's true. All right. Favorite story moment then.
Well, not favorite moments, but so, like, what do we think of the plot overall?
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought I was gonna consider that when we did the score, but that works. Again, Decker didn't really do anything egregious with his plot.
Yeah,
It
no,
didn't- It was
like
very
it
standard.
set up a very big thing, but it really devolved into like episodes of like monster of the week, thing of the week.
It was
Yeah,
still
very episodic.
yeah.
Oh,
But
no.
After the initial setup.
while we did have
I have bad news.
Frag, come on, don't
I
do
have
this.
bad news.
What did you do?
The kaiju that Terra Phaser is based on has a kaiju girl.
Which is
Death Facer from Dyna.
That explains it.
Where should I put this? Toku spoilers?
No.
Why are you putting it anywhere?
It's not porn.
Yeah, because I'd have to kick you for that, like the last guy who thought
It's
that.
not. Listen, wasn't that Budgie?
No, it wasn't Budgie. Budgie's still in the.
Oh.
It was that weird kid, CK.
So it's like Terra.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say put in.
I can't find any for Mother Spherosaurus though, so we're good.
Anyway.
God is in his heaven and all is right in the world.
I was just gonna say put it in the fan art section.
Too late.
Too
It has
late.
been put-
It's in spoilers.
Oh
God.
All right. Anyway, let's finish this right on here. When it comes to the story, again, it's like nothing egregious. You set up the plot with the sphere. They do touch on it every now and then, which is good. Even
Yeah,
though
they
it's
do.
like,
They actually do some interesting things with that. With like the aliens who are already on Earth who can no longer leave.
Yeah.
Like with Grace, and there was the Ella King one as well.
Yeah. So like.
I thought those were some pretty interesting episodes and concepts that they came up with.
Yeah. And like I thought those were neat. And then we had the reason why like you had to get Trigger in there somewhere for that crossover, so he had to break through it. Then my boy blasted his way out of it at one point to get to the moon. I was like, "Oh, okay." Like so,
Yeah.
the sphere was like a constant thing. I'm glad they paid that off. Like I'm glad. But
Yeah,
That is true. Like,
it did feel like there was payoff for the sphere. I thought that was good.
mhm.
In the again, one of the things I was worried about is that, oh boy, it's just going to be the sphere day in day out. We're gonna have to be dealing with them like we're going to be dealing with the dark ultras, which again, I like the dark ultras, but when it's like, oh, you can't really do anything on your own sort of thing, you can't come up with any original ideas. We're just gonna do Tiga Final Odyssey Redux for 25 episodes. It's like, okay, that's not so cool. But this felt different because it also managed to not always be about the sphere, but also have the sphere be this consistent problem, a beatable
Mhm.
problem, but still like it felt very like latter day EDF4, EDF5 in terms of the stakes are very high and it's literally englobing the planet to consume it better.
Yep.
yeah,
um, we didn't have actual space god show up to to like shoot space god lasers, but that's what Decker's for.
yeah,
So we basically had that. Seriously though, EDF5, the ending of EDF5, I was just like, I cannot believe that this is in a video game right this second. I cannot believe what I'm experiencing. There are so many explosions. I thought I loved this series before now, but I did not know how much I loved this series until this very moment.
yeah. So like,
I just didn't
Oh.
know.
so like I'm glad like the spirit things with the sphere fade off. I'm glad the sphere was like a presence in the show that was constantly being worried on. They used it for plot
Yeah.
here, and like it was the reason our antagonist Agam showed up for the most part. And yeah, I like what we did with it. Other than
Yeah.
that, again, no real problem with the story here.
And they weren't really other thing about the sphere. They weren't really like an actual main antagonist. Like they didn't have a personality. I guess until my sphere, they were just a
Yeah.
force. They were just a force of nature trying to take over the world.
Yep.
Yeah, a force of nature that needed to
Subsuming.
eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
The Eternity Core for whatever reason.
yeah.
Because it's
Well,
energy.
just intelligent life at first.
It's a
They were
yoke,
just
you know. The
And
yoke
then
is
it
the
was
best
like,
part.
oh, the Eternity
Yep.
Core is like crazy powerful. Let's take it.
I'm gonna get juiced.
Jesus, Axel, 3 people.
so yeah.
Axel, go. Let's.
Geo just
They
kind
all
of
just
walked
walked
into
right
that.
into it.
So,
Oh no.
Jill,
That's just upsetting.
Giles
Like you
getting.
couldn't do that in an
Oh,
one of our games. It would have to happen deliberately.
it would have to be like, yeah,
Uh,
Blaze. Blaze, what are you
He
doing?
would be, you know, he'd just like we'd all teleport into the corner and we'd all get hit by the tree, and it's just like, oh my god.
No, Blaze. No, but like
I
whoever's
don't
playing
like the
Axel on
bully.
Blaze's team, right?
No,
And like no, it's a
he'd
whole
walk
free
into it. Yeah,
yeah, it's a whole free
he
for
would
all.
do
Like
it.
Blaze, we're all about to die. You're our last hope. So this person does not win because they irritated us the whole
And he
day.
doesn't jump into it. He
He
doesn't
just
kick into
walk.
it.
No,
He
he
walks.
walks into it, and then
He
Blaze
doesn't
loses,
dodge
and then
into
we're
it.
just like, Blaze, God,
Please, why?
you threw it all out,
Oh.
bro.
I don't like to bully Blaze when he's not here. It's more fun to bully him when he is. But
Right. No, because at least Blaze, like,
that clip where he is Xade and you are
the spin
uh,
beam clip
Spectre,
is
the spin beam.
infamous.
when
Yeah.
he's Spectre.
It's
He dives too deep and he's just like boing, just bounces off
I'm
it.
like, ain't no way.
The arrows do not work like that in that game. They are not. There are no arrows that you can tilt. There are no death rays you can.
No,
bang.
not at all. It's
They
not supposed to
don't
do that.
That's
It
why.
just
That's why I had it
doesn't work.
clipped. I just had to have it clipped because it
so
makes
good.
no sense.
It's so.
It's so
It makes no sense.
none.
Like every law of how that game operates just gets completely upended. That table is flipped and sent into disarray.
I-
It's just like,
I-
what is this?
Oh,
Right?
right.
How is this allowed? Why would you do this to me? I don't know.
Wish we
Things
had
look
another
weird.
game.
I don't
Yo,
know, guys.
Bandai.
Things look weird on my end. Shut up, please.
Like yo, Bandai. We need another game for more of those moments.
Seriously though, and not the one coming out for Shin Kamen Rider. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that's
give us
just
another Climax Fighters, because this, I'm telling you, just call Cyber Connect too. Just be like, yo, look, we about to make the most flashiest 4-player Kamen Rider game possible, with with all your favorite Kamen Riders from
I
Showa
even
to
take
Reiwa.
1v1. I'd prefer 2v2, but I would
No,
even
I
take
would take a
1v1.
1v1 at this point, because then we can have an endless,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
exactly. We and just give it an actual room where you can
yeah,
all people be together. That would be fine.
or even a
Why
tournament
why
section. Like,
Climax Scramble didn't have online multiplayer is
beyond
anybody's
me.
guess other than Switch, but
Probably
still.
because it's Switch exclusive and the
Yeah.
Switch Online sucks.
While it does suck, like people still
Oh, because
use
it's
it.
all Wi-Fi all the time, unless you have it plugged in, which most people, I don't know if they do.
Nope.
I don't.
It's like what was it, the Zoids Wild game? It's like, oh, here's this 1v1 fighting game, no multiplayer, unless you're right there, two people with a Switch.
And I'm like, hey, yo.
Actually, you can use the remote cons for that probably, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, I want my Zoids fighting game. I would buy the Switch, but there's no online multiplayer, so
That's what I'm
why would
saying.
I do
Like,
that?
the option for couch co-op and online co-op or multiplayer needs to be a thing more in this generation. I'm sorry. Like,
Have they gotten better at least on the Switch in terms of games that have multiplayer having online multiplayer?
yeah.
Or has it just been like no licensed games with
It
multiplayer
it
coming
seems
out?
like it.
It's gotten better with
Because
especially
that's the sense I've
Yeah.
gotten is that like 3 years ago things were like up until 3 years ago things were pretty bad, and now it's like, oh, there are actual standards and enforcement of standards now. Which
Yeah.
is
Like,
Nintendo. Nintendo's slow on the ball, but like they try.
Yeah.
But
unless it's the Wii
that
U,
said,
then
real
they'll come
quick.
out with the best game that they've ever come out with and never gave it a re-release.
All right, so
Xenoblade
before
X
we
is
get off
really
topic
good.
fully here, because we already are.
Oh, we already were off.
Yeah,
topic.
yeah. Let's do our scores for Decker, and then I can bring Silver back in here because I know Silver.
I do have. I have one more thing.
Okay.
Some of the just really quick. The miniature work when they were doing the giant fights.
Oh.
Some of that's really good in Decker.
I love that with the newer Ultra season so far, like showing the people on the ground, showing the set
I
pieces
can't
moving
remember.
everything.
This happened.
Was it
There was this
Zed?
one.
That had like the car that like is driving up, sees the stop sign, and everything happening in the background that just like turns. And
That
leaves.
was Zet. That was
I
Zet.
think that was Zed. Zed like really nailed it for the miniatures, and I felt Trigger
I
missed some
think-
of that. Decker feels like it's kind of getting back there.
Yeah. Well, isn't there? I think isn't this in Decker where they like have like that raised highway, and they have like a bunch of cars doing it, and one of the miniature cars like bumps into a lot of stuff, and they add the sound effects.
Yeah. Boom,
That's in
crunch.
Decker, I think, right?
I believe Decker had. Yeah, they
Like,
did. They
like
did.
I love that. I need more
I
of
just
that.
can't pin what episode exactly that was in. But
All I want to
yeah.
say is, whenever
It might have been one of the Grace, the Grace episode.
Maybe.
Might have. I don't remember now. Because I know the first fight was in a
Mhm.
city, and then the ones after that I think were in like
mountain.
a meadow or mountain. Yeah.
I will say, like, I do like the ultra fights, especially when they show that no, there's people in the city. The city is like they didn't evacuate it widhin.
They're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on evacuations. Which is why I love Super Giant Robot Brothers, because they didn't care. That show has a body count.
They did care, but they did not succeed at saving every life.
No, because
all.
I'll never forget when Shiny was in charge of like directing the cars, and he had a little device on his head that would control the cars so they could move out of the city. But then he's like, "Oh, Thunder needs me," so he still has that device activated, and he's running through everything, and people are dying because of him. And
Yeah,
I'm
they're
just like,
falling into canyons. They're driving into the ocean. It's
they're
awful.
running in the
It's
buildings, like
just a disaster.
the cars are exploding. I'm just sitting here like, Shiny. Oh my god!
I mean, isn't it like within the first episode somebody gets melted to a
Yes.
It's just like by acid. I'm like, yikes! I didn't expect
This-
that.
that-
I'm happy.
give
but
me-
I didn't
Give me
expect
season 2, please, of that. But yeah, back to
Seriously,
Decker. Like, I do love
Alright.
how they're doing the ultra fights. So, especially with like
Mhm.
the livable areas because you actually see people reacting to these like, we got to get out of here, which is why that fight with Terra Phaser and Decker was kind of funny when you see that
Oh,
giant freaking crater. Do
well,
that in
in the
Sentai.
last
Oh my
episode
god! I
when
was just gonna say, like, can we talk about when they like nuke a city?
Right? That's something like, yo,
Like,
bring
people died there. There was no time to
I'm
leave.
saying. And that's
People managed to leave after the crater got made, and they show people leaving after the crater got
and
made.
like
I'm like,
here's my
that means a lot of folk just got splatted.
right, and like I
Mhm.
do love that, and I kind of hope that if Sentai ever goes back to doing things like doing those kind of mecha fights, we get a little bit more with like the on the ground stuff as the Sentai mechs trying to save the day, but not trying to hurt these
oh
people, but
yeah,
gets thrashed into a building.
like they really haven't done that since like Kira Major, I think, and it was that the episode I'm talking about in Kira Major.
Oh yeah, I know. It's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. No, because they did it like the dude who worked on that mecha fight. That was like one of the people who worked on Ultra. So it was
Yeah.
oh
Yep.
so good. Oh, so good. Do that. I need that to happen because like
Speaking of thinking of like having the large and the small interact with the ultra fights, Kengo just pulling out the rifle during the final battle. He's trying his best. I don't know why
Yeah.
he doesn't go back into trigger. He just finds a sniper rifle on the ground, just like bop bop bop.
no, you know why he can't go back into the trigger because it's not his show. He's like, yeah,
It's
look,
not
I
his show
know,
for starters,
I
and
know.
I think the assumption is that he's just like sent all the glitter trigger juice into Decker to make the Decker flasher happen again,
yeah.
I know. It's just
or
funny
something.
to me
But
that
it is yeah, like he's like
he just-
He got a
I-
voicemail from Hikari like, listen, I know you want to help him, but like he has to show off the toy one last time. Okay.
Also, you have guns. Shoot.
You
Shoot.
just use
Yeah,
this.
you
We
have
found
gun.
it on the side. Go ahead. Good to
Uh.
see. All right, so final scores for Decker. What are we thinking? Me personally, 7.5. 7.5. Solid show. Nothing really egregious. Nothing bad. Like yeah, nothing egregiously awful. Nothing really awful, but nothing really like super standout in my opinion. It was a
Yep.
very solid show all in all, and I would recommend it to a lot of people. Go watch Decker. Solid
Yeah.
7.5 to 8. That's my thing. What about you guys?
I give a solid 7. I do think there were some solid moments. I mean, in overall, it was a very very enjoyable episode. Nothing at all really disagreeable.
Mm-hmm.
I do, maybe this is just because I hadn't seen Tiga, but I do personally like
Trigger more?
Trigger just a little bit more, than Decker overall. But I don't hate Decker by any means. It's
Oh
just-
yeah. No, it,
Trigger does have a strong narrative most of the time, and it does actually actively work with trying to have a narrative.
Yeah.
Whether it succeeds or not is up to personal preference. I think it generally succeeds at having a solid narrative that basically is engaging most of the time.
Yeah.
But like
It's
Decker-
essentially the difference
Decker
between whether
feels-
you like episodic or serialized.
exactly, yeah, and that
So
I think
whether
is
you
why.
like Decker or Trigger more.
Yeah, that I think is why I have to give Decker a solid 8. I think I forget what I gave Trigger. I probably rated it high just to sound nice, but upon further reflection, like a bunch of stuff didn't sit well with Trigger for me, even though it is a
No,
fairly
it's fine to have
show.
changing
well,
opinions.
yeah, it is. I don't know.
It's like and a lot of it is stuff that I didn't really feel until I had let it percolate, and until Decker started doing the things that I like seeing in an Ultra series that Trigger just either didn't have enough of, or
Yeah.
seemed to.
I also
That's
think
gone
we
with.
reviewed Trigger as soon as it ended too, instead of letting it marinate.
I think maybe. I
And
can't
it does,
remember
and
exactly.
Trigger does have a fairly strong ending episode or two. So
Does
yeah,
it does?
Yeah.
It does.
yeah.
So,
Decker does too.
I
but
do
it's-
like Decker more than Trigger, but
Yeah,
I don't think like that's not to say I didn't enjoy Trigger. You know?
yeah, yeah. Like I'd
Yeah,
still
and-
like the worst
for
I'd
me,
give
but
Trigger
reverse.
is like
Yeah.
6.5 to 7. Like, well, 6.5 I think is the worst I'd rate Trigger. It's some things are offensive, but it's like it's not really what I wanted. It still did cool things. I think it did a lot of really good stuff. I think that it was as apparently successful as it was is even better because it means we'll get good Ultra content going forward. And I
Yeah.
feel like Decker was too probing, like, okay, we had this success, and now we want to start bringing things back to the something that resembles a classic Ultra formula,
And
either by accident or by design. That seems to be what they got, and that's why I think Decker ultimately works better for me. So I give it an 8, maybe an 8.5 even. I really did enjoy
hey
it.
yo.
I think
What?
that's the highest score Frag is given to anything.
Oh, so
Oh, that's what we're excited about.
no,
Okay.
no. It was everybody getting caught up in Axel's thing, but because Drive hit Geo's like, bet I'm activating the ult. Here's your return payment, Drive, ultimate
Oh, Echo was reacting to
the game,
the actual game.
and he's gonna pay Geo back with a cannon.
My opinion will probably change, but still, it's like certainly I felt very good about it. Like I would say that Decker is the right kind of mid. It's a good mid in that it doesn't try to be
All right,
the be
so
all end all.
because you said mid, I have to explain it again to people because we got like 5 viewers in chat. What's up, y'all? When we say mid, we mean the actual definition for mid, right in the middle, average. Not the way it's being used for not the way it's actually being used. Like, oh, this is mid. Like, this is actually bad. No,
Like
using it the proper way.
I think right now there's like this backlash against mediocrity, and people would rather see something that is honestly terrible but like memorable than something
Yeah.
that is not that but utterly unmemorable. And at least Decker manages to be
No, Decker
memorably
has.
solid.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
would say it is a it doesn't try to be much more than it is. I think when it does try to be more than it is, it generally manages to do that. It doesn't manage to be like, oh, you tried and failed. It's more of a, okay, yeah, this is within acceptable parameters kind of thing. What just happened there? Like somebody got caught in the T and then people got shot. I don't really know what's going on.
That's Kamen Rider, folks. And
Yeah, yeah.
Like people got down to T, and then I think like Drive nudged Axel a little bit, and Geo got out of the T,
Oh my gosh.
and then Geo activated his ult on Axel.
yeah, yo said I gotta pay you back, bro. That's exactly what happened.
Now I want to play Climax Fighters again.
Man.
Jeez.
Yo, Bandai, give me the new game, goddammit.
Seriously.
All right.
Even if you use the exact same resources you did for Climax Fighters, just give me more, please.
Yeah, let me use Geets. Because
I want to use Saber.
right, you got enough characters and they have enough forms. Because I guarantee, no, when we got the game, build had the Pepsi form, and we couldn't play as it. We were stuck with Kaiser Kuresha, because I guess that's
Correct.
when it was being made. But
Right, I think
Yeah, it was
Sparkling
dummy
debuted just before the game came out.
yeah,
So it was basically a hold back triangle, and that was build.
yeah,
Pretty much.
It really was. It was very, very strong. And then they were like, now it won't break guard. Or does
So-
it still break guard? I don't
so-
even remember.
I think the last hit break guards.
yeah. The last
Yeah.
hit break guards, the whole thing doesn't. But that being that little thing over there, besides the point. Decker's overall solid. I think we all agreed on that here, and I think we can all agree we can recommend the show to people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's on YouTube. Jeez.
Watch
You
it
can
for free, baby.
Damn.
Yeah.
The 4-letter F word.
There you go.
Free.
The good 4-letter F word. Well, no, they're both good depending on the connotation of how you use it. But
Contextually, they're both good. Contextually.
contextually, they're both good.
I think there are more contexts in which free is a superior or has a desirable end result.
Yeah.
The desirable end results for the other one, though, are extremely desirable, but at the same time,
Yeah.
the ones that aren't
Yeah, food.
really, really
Yeah,
aren't.
food, baby.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, and then you have British cuisine. Let's boil meat.
All right. So
Brought
let's.
it back.
I
It
hate
back.
it here.
It
Full
is a
circle.
great
Full
Full
circle.
circle, baby.
Full
The
circle.
Ouroboros, the snake is eating its tail.
So, all
So
right,
long as it's
class.
not
All
boiled.
right, class. Again, thanks for sticking around for a review here of Ultraman Decker. Hope you took some fun notes. I hope y'all actually go watch Ultraman Decker. Again, it's on YouTube. The last episode will be up tomorrow because after like a week after they air like the show, they do the English subs because it's simulcast.
Well, it's more they have the English subs immediately when they do the
Yeah,
simulcast.
they do the simulcast and
but
then
they
like
do multi-language subs, which
that's
is like
what I was.
Spanish
Yeah,
and
thank you.
yeah, okay, yeah.
That thank you. No,
That's like 2 weeks after the
yeah.
simulcast,
yeah.
something like that.
So yeah, you'll still get to watch it. The last episode will be up tomorrow. It'll be good time all around. Silver, you still here? Because I know you're muted, but are you still here? Silver, buddy, Silver.
I don't know.
Silver. Somebody ping him in chat. Silver, buddy, pal. They're gonna be like, "What is he talking about?"
I
I am
delicious
here.
fried
I
food.
am here.
Ah,
There he is.
He
Silver's
heard about
here.
fried food. He said, "Let's go."
That's terrible, Frank.
What? Fried
Fried.
food is great, unlike British not fried food.
To all my
boiled
British
meat.
people in the chat, I'm
don't
sorry.
Listen, Scottish cuisine is designed to kill you. It's all right.
Hey,
Fast
yo.
fried food, take
Silver,
it
you
to
didn't
its
need to come
dark
back for this
extreme.
moment here, but
See,
hey,
that's
buddy.
why I go with Irish
you
cuisine,
called
which
me.
is just
Yeah.
potato.
Yeah, we're closing up the
Oh my
podcast now,
gosh,
so we're
now
just
we
gonna
are
talk
digging
random
ourselves a
stuff.
hole.
Yeah, you're digging yourself a hole. You have the shovel right there.
He
No.
made a crack about potatoes. and-
No. We're gonna move on. Silver, how you doing? What's going on, buddy?
Just chilling for the most part. I'm on
Yeah.
Fantasy Star.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Get them Henshin poses going in Fantasy
Since we're
Star.
getting ready to move on to the next
Casts.
Ultra, what's one thing you want to see?
The next Ultraman is Blazer, so
I mean,
I want him to have ridiculous hijinks. I want him
Oh.
to do like Blaze level nonsense where he just bounces a giant death ray. Like if he doesn't bounce a giant death ray, I'm like, I'm sorry, you did not live up to your
Yeah,
potential.
Blazer has to just do stuff.
Like he's in a miracle form off rip and he just doesn't care. Just
I'm
things just
saying.
happen.
Now that said, we do have
Watch him
the
be an actual 4-dimensional entity though.
Hey, yo.
Seriously. With several
hey
of them.
yo
well, it is supposed to be. The rumors currently are like
the anniversary
decade
of
for the new gens.
yeah,
so.
essentially, and that's why we're doing the Ultra New Generation clip show, which has a budget of $1. I'm sorry, but do you need a budget for a clip show?
And it's not even the good $1 budget like you have with Savenger Fight.
It's not like a fresh new dollar straight from the bank. No, this is like
this isn't
this
like
It's
is
the
a
old
$1
dollar you
you
found in
go
your back
watch a couple
pocket.
of times.
Red
Yeah.
Man. This is where it's like goofy antics inside like scenic Toku.
No, because the first scene, like after the drawn backstory, I hope they paid that guy. By the way, they probably did, but it's literally Zet in a white room just talking about his adventures for the most part.
Hey,
Yeah.
remember the new gen ultras and the stuff that and then like Savenger's out here in Savenger Fight like fighting Ella King with a friggin' M16. It's wild.
Yeah.
Well, you know where
Seriously,
you know where all
watch
the budget
Savenger
for their
Fight.
clip show went this year. All the budget for the clip show went to toy developments.
And
Or the
Ultraman
new whatever
Regulus.
the crap that thing is.
Yeah,
And
let's go
Regulus, I
Regulus
guess.
regular. He's got tattoos
Yeah.
of power? Is he
That show
really?
still doesn't have an air date, by the way. Just pointing that out.
Is it finally our time, tattooed teenagers from Beverly Hills?
All right, no, podcast over. Sorry,
oh,
y'all.
good lord.
Silver couldn't even get his thoughts out. I hate it here. I'm sorry,
Sorry,
podcast
Silver.
over. Look what he
I
did.
mean,
No, but what
I
are you
don't-
hoping for the new next Ultra series, Silver?
okay, so I don't really have a lot of requests or expectations as long as the story's good and you stay true to the ultra feel of it. The only thing I would say for me, okay, it's just a pet peeve of mine. Dial back, I don't dial back on the Legend ultra stuff for me. Don't make it to don't pull a Rube or Zat type of thing because I feel
And
like we already got
I
enough
agree.
of that.
And like, here's this what made it egregious for me with Rube, because they had elemental abilities. You didn't need the past
Right.
Ultras to activate those. You
That-
could have
that's
just
my
had
thing,
coins with the
yeah.
element names on it. Zet,
Like,
Zet, I kind of understand because he was
Mhm.
the push for the Western market or the everywhere else market. You know.
Yeah, like I get it. I didn't hate it, but
Right.
I think I would have preferred it. If Zed found someone to come up with these abilities other than having to use past ultras to make these forms.
Yeah.
Not that like I didn't hate it entirely, but I
I
feel
get
like
what
we
you
got
mean.
enough. I
I
feel like
get
we
what
got
you
enough.
mean.
Because we got Orb, we got Jeed, and we got more stuff now.
Orb
You
upset
know,
me with orbs because like I do like the journey of getting your original form and all that junk back, but you
hmm
didn't need to borrow no powers, Orb. You didn't need to borrow no powers, especially
yeah.
because we got Orb Origin and you
Yeah,
wasn't even
I
doing
was
all that
just
in there.
I was just gonna say it's like, and then Orb Origin happens, and it's like, well,
It's like I
so
said
having all
when
those powers was kind of completely irrelevant. So
Right.
that's fine. I'm like,
it's
then why did we have to do that at all, other than obvious merch problems?
Sorry,
like
Silver.
I understand. No. You get like powers. Like I understand if you need to go big to fight these giants, but it's like at this point you got Orb Origin now. But fuck it, I'm gonna still use all, the power of all these other ultras at that. Like screw it, I'm gonna just keep using them just because why not? At
Like,
this point,
I wouldn't mind us having another ultra that used the power of the kaijus. Like he defeat a
yeah.
kaiju, put it in a little capsule, and goes, "Yeah, I'm using this now."
Just like how a little bit how they used to do, but just something like that. Just mostly the ultra focusing on his own type of power, his own ability and skill sets. There's just that type of thing. Other than that, just there's not really too much I would want to ask for. Just give us a good, well written story, and a few awesome collabs here and there. Then we're good. I'm
Yes,
solid.
sir. And also, I hope the next Ultra Galaxy fight, which would be hopefully directed by Sakamoto after he finishes his Ninja Shark movie, is
Hey,
super action packed and
Yo,
awesome. Because
pretty
ninja,
hyped for that film.
because if I see the shark go 10 stories tall and that ninja has to have the most epic type of ninja battle ever with a giant shark, I will be happy.
And also
hey,
ladies with like legs.
So basically, yeah, the kunoichi got to be sexy, doing splits and all that,
Yeah,
because that's a Sakamoto staple. Except in Girls
yeah.
Remix, they did not do it there, and I was like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with it. I'm
But
sorry,
I
I
mean,
got off
those
topic
ladies are
again.
fine enough. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are. They really are. Um, I'm pretty much with Silver. Like I hope he does his own thing. Basically, I'm hoping for uh
less push for
Mebius
merch.
2.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for Mebius 2, where it's like, yeah, you've got one of the things that defines Mebius is how like it's kind of a love letter to Showa era and like reintegrating into the Showa era Ultra stuff. And then but he's really his own thing. Like an
yeah,
episode he's got an episode for like each of the Showa Ultras where they'll show up and they'll be like, "Oh, here's a lesson to impart." But it's not like, "Oh, he's getting power up based on, he now gets the Avenger head stick." Or
I
the
would
the
buy us
RotG head.
Avenger head stick weapon. We already got Blazer with the Ultra Crocs. Okay,
Yeah,
Blaze
the
has his
Ultra
Ultra Crocs. All right.
Beliacroc. So yeah, no, like I'm hoping it does do its own thing. That's my main fear is that it's not gonna do that. And it's
Bro
gonna be like,
spamming
oh, he's
A's.
gotta
Axel, chill.
listen. The A is for Akiko. Just
Gio
fucking
had
idiot.
enough of that bullshit.
it was in Girls Remix.
Yeah.
She's like the
Yeah.
leader of the Girls Remix.
Can I get another girls remix special? That'd be awesome. So Kanna could actually do something cool, and maybe Valkyrie can come back.
hmm
And I don't know if we'll ever get Tsukiyomi again, but I don't
Well,
know.
we have Neon. We can get Neon in there now. Neon
Yeah, we
maybe
can definitely
Suki, I
get
don't know.
Neon in there too.
Like, I was going to mention another thing, Echo. The main thing that I liked in terms of like the way how they did the Legend Ultra stuff was mostly with Taiga. I liked how they did it with him
Mm-hmm.
because Taiga wasn't using the powers of the new gen Ultras or past Ultras, into his forms or anything. Just like he'll only use it for an attack, and then that's it. So it's like I'll take that. I could see that because
Yeah.
it ain't like he's making a form or fusing anything for like to do it. He's just like boom, attack, wipe him out. That's it. And then the majority of the stuff that he has in his arsenal is mostly his own. So it's like that's something I like, and I think same would go for Trigger. I mean, I know I haven't finished Trigger, but from what I've seen, I
Fair enough.
believe so. Yeah,
Trigger is his own entity. He doesn't rely on anything.
exactly. I think I liked like that's like when Zap popped in there, and like I said before, back when we was watching it, I liked it more when Zap was using Trigger's device than the metals.
Fair.
It just felt a lot more sleek to me, and it was just more simple. It was
Mm,
just more simple.
okay, okay. I can respect that.
Yeah, you didn't have to spend 10 minutes in hammer space putting in metals over and
Yes.
over and over,
Every
and
episode.
having them have their own little jingle and speech, and it's like, okay,
Full
okay,
call out.
we got it. We got it. I liked his rises because, you know, you had the influence of what he was juicing up on, but at the same time,
Yes.
it's like, stand on your own, man. Your own 2 feet.
Yeah.
You can do it.
All
You
right.
can do it.
All right. So
Right.
with,
I did think of one thing I want out of Blazer. Can we keep the same writing guys? The guys who do all the smart writing for Decker? Because Decker had a lot of really smart writing. I want to keep those guys around.
yeah, keep those guys around.
Yeah. In
I
fact,
gotta.
make it. You know what I'd really love, and this is bullshit. This is like Nexus level. Make it so that the show is really just about the science team and not about the Ultra at all. And it's like, let's appreciate the Ultra. That's one of
Yeah.
the things I loved about Nexus. Is it's like the Ultra really isn't the main
Yeah, that's
character
gonna be a tall
at
order.
all.
Check the stuff.
That's gonna be a tall order for.
Nexus is so good, but you have to have it like you have to have a couple more traditional Ultra shows to really appreciate how
the Ultra
completely
and
nuts that show is.
yeah,
How
the Ultra End
ballsy
project
it is.
was amazing in my opinion. I love the Ultra End project. I think that was my favorite arcs of Ultra when they introduced Nexus and then everything else in between for it. I really wish. Anyway, I kind of wish we could have gotten more, but unfortunately, it didn't do too well back then. That kind of hurts. At the same
That's
time.
fair. That's fair. All right, ladies and
All right.
gentlemen, that's what we got for today. We're gonna catch
Woo.
y'all next time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we're gonna go back to our normal shenanigans next time, except no Decker, because Decker's pretty much wrapped up, and I don't want to
Decker's
go.
done, and
I don't want to go over the
we're
clip
not
show.
gonna review the clip show every week. So
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry about that.
maybe we'll review the movie when that becomes a reality. But
Yeah,
if we can watch the movie, because
Yeah.
we never did like the
Oh,
Trigger movie. So.
where there's
we
a
never
will,
did watch the
there's a way.
Trigger movie. I feel like we could. We'll watch the Trigger movie.
Has anyone here watched Black Sun yet?
Oh, I've seen
I-
some stuff
I-
from Black Sun.
I still haven't watched Black
Well,
Sun.
it's on
I
Amazon. I
have
could
it
watch
right
it.
there.
I actually
But-
did see the first episode. I took that back. I did see the first episode of that.
I saw the first episode too, but I haven't seen anything beyond that. I'm
Neither
just
have
like,
I.
I'm gonna get on it eventually.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I saw
just
that
like,
months ago.
2022 was a great year for Toku. So
It's not for everything
yeah,
else,
there's a
but
lot.
for Tokusatsu. Yeah. So hopefully, let this year continue to
You
be.
guys don't have your copies of Kamen Rider Black a month early.
Mm.
Son
What
of
do
a
you mean?
So
Son
so
of a bitch.
so
I just don't
hopefully,
understand why.
hopefully this year will be good for Tokusatsu too. I just want another game, Bandai. Talk to Toei, make it happen.
Please.
We are getting another game though.
We
It's
are.
a beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's made using Adobe Flash.
Hey, I didn't say Tamagotchi this time.
Oh, good lord.
I was going to, if you didn't. So it's okay. Here, enjoy your wave 3 of the Kamen Rider Tamagotchis, the incredibly popular. Incidentally, speaking though of Toku games, definitely check out if you have a Switch or are willing to emulate, like me. Check out the Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher game. It is literally Monster Rancher 2 with Ultra Kaiju. It is fantastic.
Yes, sir.
I've seen that. I've seen that because they advertise it on Decker. So
Yeah. All right.
It's quite entertaining to have like a Avenger that then proceeds to rampage and like destroy half your farm and then fight Ultraman for all of 2 seconds, and Ultraman deletes it, and then Savenger's like, all right, so that's what could have happened if everything went really wrong and Ultraman wasn't benevolent space god. So I'm gonna wise up and get a stat boost.
I'm gonna have
I'm
to.
glad
I'm
I
buying
was-
that game. I'm buying that game.
It's definitely worth your time. Like if you enjoy Monster Rancher type games, it's
did
it's
I get an
awesome.
English release?
Yes.
I think
Oh yeah.
Did it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
yeah.
mean, I played it. I'm playing it in English. I don't know if that's.
It did get an English release because I remember seeing it on the
Mm-hmm.
English Nintendo Direct. So, yeah.
cool.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
right, it was on the English Direct. Right.
All right, guys, that wraps up this show today. Do I want to read? Yes, we're gonna read. We're going to read. Let's see
Great
who.
time.
We'll see
It's
who we're
time to
gonna-
raid chaos
Chaos.
Oh Lord.
with a gun. I still love how that entire game, Jack is like, I'm gonna fight chaos. And everyone's like, but chaos is really more of a state of mind. It's kind of a metaphor for all the problems we have. It's like, no, I don't believe it. You're just full of crap. And then he gets proven horribly right by becoming the chaos he wants to see in the world. It's like the game is this giant like meta joke, and it like plays itself completely seriously, and yet it's just it's like it absolutely becomes the like mid-aughts, like 2007 era, like off-brand
All right,
action
fellas.
hack and slash game. It's just so good. It's so
Mhm.
good.
You're,
It's so good.
we're gonna catch you all tomorrow for whatever
Yep.
Frag got planned on stream, and
I'll
whatever I got
figure
streamed for the week. We'll figure it out.
I'll
But
figure it
we'll
out.
see you for our episode 12, normal
Yeah.
shenanigans.
Oh, are we doing Mobile Suit Mondays tomorrow? Or are you
I have no idea because I usually get distracted. I'm sorry.
Yo, I hope you're okay. Like, don't step on any Legos. That would hurt.